The 93X Half-Ass Morning Show podcast is sponsored by Standard Heating and Air Conditioning.
It is savings on a stick season with Standard Heating and Air Conditioning's State Fair specials. Deals on deals on deals that can save you thousands. Visit standardheating.com for all their State Fair deals. Standard Heating, providing the comfort you deserve since 1930.
The 93X Half-Ass Morning Show. 93.
What day is it today?
It's Wednesday.
About halfway there.
Where?
Till the weekend.
Okay, let's not get ahead of ourselves.
Last week, Japanese scientists placed explosive detonators at the bottom of Lake Loch Ness to blow Nessie out of the water. Sir Court Godfrey of the Nessie Alliance summoned the help of Scotland's local wizards to cast a protective spell over the lake and its local residents, and all those who seek for the peaceful existence of our underwater ally.
Would you kids like to hear about the time we saw the Loch Ness Monster?
No, that's okay.
Oh, must have been about 7, 8 years ago. Me and the little lady was out on this boat, you see, all alone at night, when all of a sudden this huge creature, this giant crustacean from the Paleolithic era, comes out of the water.
We was so scared, Lord, I jumped up in the boat and I said, Thomas, what on earth is that creature?
It stood above us looking down with these big red eyes.
Oh, it was so scary.
And I yelled, I said, what do you want from us, monster? And the monster bent down and said, I need about $3.50.
What's $3.50?
$3.50.
$3.50? He wanted money?
That's right. I said, I ain't giving you no $3.50, you damn Loch Ness monster. Get your own damn money.
Oh, goody, we're on.
It's showtime!
There you go. Welcome to the 93X Half-Ass Morning Show. It's Wednesday and all that. You know, we're always up for trying something new. So today we're going to try Josh broadcasting from home. So let's try this out. Awful, outdated radio studio calling Josh.
Josh has checked into the chat. How does it sound?
You sound all right. Some of you might be wondering why. Some of you might be wondering, why is Cubby broadcasting from home? And yeah, so far it sounds pretty good. Now, first off, I want to make it clear, just in case there are any corporate types listening right now, Josh has been getting up at 3 o'clock in the morning for this company for over 25 years. He, along with myself, saved this radio station from disaster years ago. Years ago. And turned the morning show into a #1 rated juggernaut. So he can broadcast from home whenever he effing wants to. Whenever he wants to. But that's not why Josh is broadcasting from home today. You guessed it. He's sick again.
Yeah, I'm a 4-timer now with COVID. I'm very excited about it.
You sound like it.
I'll tell you, if it just sucks that this isn't February, because it'd be after the election. COVID wouldn't be a thing anymore, but unfortunately right now it is.
Yeah.
I've got it. There's some advantages. My body now naturally broadcasts Wi-Fi for free after having COVID 4 times.
Sweet.
You get a virus VIP badge on your 4th time. Dana, you're almost there.
I'm almost there, yeah.
Antibody All-Star plaque. They're throwing everything at me.
This is just so interesting to me. Somehow, my best friend has become the most diseased man in town. And
it's just the last 2 years. I've never had a problem being sick. Just these last 2 years, 4 times COVID. I had some sort of virus, bacterial infection combination they've never seen before.
Nope.
Had the flu, and it was like the worst flu. A particular nurse said that's ever happened to anybody. Maybe exaggerating on some of that, but it's been ridiculous.
Didn't the doctor say the bacterial infection that you picked up a few months ago, they had only ever seen before in dolphins or something like that? Somehow you got... So out of courtesy for his coworkers, he's decided to stay away for a day or two. Do you know how to run all that equipment you got over there? What do you can you do anything cute? You got any sound effects?
Yeah, you know what? I thank you to our engineer, Mike Oberg. We were up late last night. Well, and thank you to my wife. My wife had to run to 4 stores. I've got a nice setup, right? I've got a nice setup at home already. But unfortunately, the old-fashioned way we have to do this, thanks to corporate none of my stuff works, right? None of the stuff we have. So my wife ran to Guitar Center. She ran to 2 different Best Buys and Target to kind of get everything. And then I was on the phone past 10 p.m. last night with our engineer. So I think I got it. Let's see. Wapple, are you feeling healthy?
I had gonorrhea.
Okay, Wapple had gonorrhea.
Dang,
did that come over the radio?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, unfortunately it did.
You've got so you've got most of your regular tricks and tools at the ready and bells and whistles and all that. You're fairly comfortable in the spot that you're in.
Yeah, it's kind of. I'm going to get you guys. So I've got a window. Oh no, did I cut out?
Yeah. So just sit completely still. Don't move a friggin' muscle. Don't move a muscle.
I'm not. I was a little worried about this. I told Nick off air that I started to feel kind of crappy last night, and then
oh God,
just stress. Oh no, did I cut out again?
No,
we're just worried about you.
I was reacting to you're starting to feel ill. Tell you what, if you cut out again, we just won't say a word to you.
So does it sound crappy? A few people are saying that I sound like I don't sound good.
You sound fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds way better than Randy Shaver.
Yeah, by far.
People are texting in. People are texting in.
We spent a ton of money last night to try and make it work.
Oh, a lot of money, huh? Some folks are concerned they still want to text with you this morning. Can you access the text messages?
Yep. I got text messages. I got the access to that, so I appreciate that. I'd love to get the text.
Oh, since you're at home, why don't you run off, grab one of your guitars and play us a song?
Oh, yeah. That'd be awesome.
I've been wanting that for years and years and years. I wanted you to play some of your.
I'm pretty rusty.
I don't know. I mean, rusty's better than what any of the rest of us could provide.
True.
Go grab one when you get a minute.
Yeah, it's right here.
Oh, really? You got an amplifier there and everything?
Yeah, I got the whole thing.
You want to play? Name that tune.
I got some easy ones. So, like I said, I'm pretty rusty.
Well,
Can you hear that?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay. I'm just going to wake up my family.
No. I was just going to ask. I mean, how upset on a... Jesus Christ, Wapple. What are you, stoned or something?
Think about that.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how positive a response do you think this is going to get from your wife and my stepson?
Well, it's my stepson. It's your god. He's actually my son. That's
sorry.
Right. I forget how that works.
I meant to say godson. Yeah.
She'll be all right. She might even be up right now.
All right, go ahead.
Can you hear that?
And just barely. We could hear it a minute ago.
Oh, let me see if I got to turn the mic. Let's try that.
Well, what do you have in your hand right now? What brand? What model?
It's an Ibanez RG.
Well, paying the morning guys pretty well these days, aren't they? That's Crazy Train.
Can you hear that one?
Yeah. That's
pretty rusty. You hear that one?
Was that Bark at the Moon?
Mm-hmm. Bark at the Moon.
You're a friggin' pimp. Outstanding.
Well, I wonder what the wife's going to say.
Sorry for all the madness.
Stop jamming.
Sorry for all the money that you spent. There ain't one.
You know what? That's fine as long as it sounds good.
It's good.
As good as possible. We've got. Hopefully, in the future, we'll get some stuff that's not crappy.
It's good enough. It sounds pretty damn good. Sorry for all your troubles. There ain't one swinging D in town that can say that you're not 100% committed to this operation. So, we're of course always happy to. I mean, we'd feel helpless and hopeless without you. So, sorry about your sickness, but it is.
Well, that's kind of you.
Again,
and if
it is,
I wish
remarkable.
I could offer you guys all drinks. I've got really good snack access.
Oh
now,
yeah,
which is a positive. You might hear a couple of pet cameos. My dogs, they like to bark at everything, so you might hear some of that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, what it good! I was worried it would annoy the heck out of people. So
it is remarkable, though, what you've been going through the last couple of days. Not days, the last couple of years. Remarkable what's been happening to you, and
it's weird.
I'm excited to be ringside to see what's next. What's next for you? Leprosy? I mean, we just don't know at this point. So. All right.
Well, like I was telling you, I mean, I felt a little sick last night, but I felt fine, and I passed 6 tests with flying colors, And I think it's my fault because yesterday I got cocky, right? And my thing is I didn't want Nick to get sick, and we have pretty strict COVID protocols. Nick and I share a studio.
Yeah.
Not that I wouldn't want the other guys to get sick either, of course. But Nick and I share a studio, and I did another test yesterday, and I thought, well, there's no way. There's absolutely no way I've got it. I've already had 6 negative tests. Lo and behold, like, you got to be kidding me.
You're like, I'm just going to do one more just to show how good I am at getting negative tests back. And then, boom,
man,
you got nailed.
You're not kidding. You're not kidding.
Yeah, my reaction when we got the message yesterday, Josh, I was like, you have got to be joking me. This poor guy. Like, you can't make this up.
I laughed my nuts
dude,
off.
at this point, it's embarrassing. Well, you guys laughed? Yeah, it's embarrassing at this point. It's stupid. So I texted the boss last night, and he just wrote, again? I'm like, yeah, I know. And for a guy that doesn't leave the house, it makes no sense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, your luck has run out. Maybe don't go anywhere today. Once we get done with the show at 9, I don't know. I mean, you said you're not feeling well, so, odds are you're probably going to stay home anyway. But if you get a wild hair, maybe don't go anywhere today, because I just got done reading that today is supposedly bad news for you drivers out there. I know we got a lot of drivers in our listening audience. Today is supposedly the most dangerous day of the year to drive.
Weird. Such a random day.
Yeah, I would think it'd be like New Year's Eve or something like that.
Yeah, I always thought it was after a daylight saving time change.
Oh, yeah, I've heard that too.
What is this now? A dash cam company called NextBase crunched the numbers and found that August 7th is the deadliest day on American roadways. They didn't explain why a random Wednesday in August is so dangerous, but it's based on data from the National Highway Traffic Safety Admission. Odd, but interesting. They also did a poll that found 62% of drivers feel like the roads are more dangerous than they were 5 years ago.
How is that not 100%?
I have no idea. I have no friggin' idea. There is a massive difference between 5 years ago and today.
That 38%, they must just live out in the country and maybe just drive to the general store once or twice a week.
A covered wagon or something. Yeah, I don't know.
It's like a racetrack out there except for untrained drivers who aren't paying attention.
Double balls. I can't believe, well, I guess it's only natural that this would come to mind now, but I can't believe that I almost forgot this. On my way in today, there I am zooming through, what do they call that? The Lowry Hill Tunnel. Isn't that the name they hung on it years ago?
Yep.
I'm headed in this direction, coming to work. I was actually listening to our podcast from yesterday's show, so, I was pretty drowsy. And behind me, I hear a massive boom. And I thought, just for a split second, they're coming to get me. Someone's shooting at me, right? Just a massive boom. What had happened, the car directly behind me had blown a tire and smashed itself into the wall.
Oh, that's so scary.
Dude,
of the Lowry.
That's terrifying.
Of the Lowry Hill Tunnel. Scared the living hell out of me. Obviously, the boom was amplified amplified by the tunnel. I hope that the driver behind me is doing all right. It didn't look like anything horribly serious, but by God, it gave me a start. Oh, yeah, when we were in high school, we used to like to rip through that Lowry Hill Tunnel. My buddy had one of those pickups that he could backfire whenever he wanted to. Jesus Christ, that was a stupid trick to do, but we did it all the time. So 62%.
That's a popular spot to rev, right?
Yep.
Oh,
Yep.
You hear a lot of revving in there.
Every time.
Everyone in town needs to, feel what you got under the hood. 62% of drivers feel like the roads are more dangerous than they were 5 years ago. I cannot believe that number isn't higher. And here's why, folks think it's more dangerous than it was 5 years ago. Distracted driving. That's the thing that people worry about the most. Road rage.
I remember the first time I saw an old lady texting and driving, and I was shocked.
Oh, no.
But now you see it all the time. Still see it constantly.
Road rage is the other big concern. Yeah, we've had many a conversation on this program about road rage. Next up, the concerns of drivers today. What they think is more prominent than it was even 5 years ago, carjacking, which is also, it's notable that when the carjacking craze started up a couple years ago, I mean, we didn't hear Dick Tracy about carjacking for a good 20 years. We really didn't. And then all of a sudden, every derelict in town said, hey, you guys, remember carjacking? Let's go back. Really, because Josh will tell you this, right? In the mid-'90s, everyone was being carjacked. The gimmick completely went away and then came back.
Well, cops were saying recently they barely even tracked it. It just almost didn't exist anymore.
Why was that? What happened?
The club.
The club? What does that mean?
Everybody got the club. Remember they used to sell those on infomercials where it would go in between your steering wheel?
Oh, so that's why it died in the mid-'90s, you're saying?
Yeah, probably not, but it couldn't have hurt.
And then thefts and break-ins, which also, it seems to me, it's just off the charts. So don't go anywhere today, Josh. Just get in your little, when the show is over, get in your little Ibanez guitar-shaped bed and get yourself some rest because your luck has run out.
Yeah, I'll be doing that for sure.
Hey, at least the Olympics are on, so you got something to watch.
I suppose I could spend some time doing. I hope to sleep the entire day. No sleep last night.
Oh, yeah, true that.
So yeah, I'll be sleeping as much as possible.
You did not sleep at all.
I might even take a nap in commercials. Hopefully, we got a lot of commercials.
Yeah, I'll
what's
wake
that?
you up.
What was keeping you up last night? Just worrying whether or not.
Certainly stress, but that this wasn't going to work. And then I did feel a little crappy last night.
All right. Well, that sucks. If you want to keep rapping about our driving habits around here, 6% of Americans enjoy eating roadkill.
Good for them.
Wouldn't be my first option.
Yeah, I personally know one person for sure, maybe two, maybe this is the same person that they when they see a dead deer, they pull over and check it, see if it's warm so they can gut it.
Oh, they'll just gut it right on the side of the road there?
Yep.
Oh. I wouldn't have the necessary tools to do that.
You have to call, right? You call and gain permission from somebody?
I'm not sure. This
thought
was
there
when
was
I lived
rules
in
on that.
Wisconsin, and they kind of just do whatever they want over there. So I'm not sure about Minnesota.
Yeah, I don't know the rules either, Josh. If I see some roadkill, I just keep on going. So,
Yeah, same here.
it's never occurred to me that this might be my lunch. 6% of people say they've dined on roadkill. This report didn't ask how regularly these people do it, so it's not clear if this is a routine or if it's just, I did it once kind of a thing. 89%.
But I guess if I hit a cow or something like that, I might make a burger or some bison or something like that.
You got ground beef.
You guys would you would go through the work of processing that?
I wouldn't know how to do that.
I would call somebody.
I'd bring it to a butcher.
Yeah.
Dude.
Or according to Ashley, I'd bring it to a Wisconsinite.
What would your guys' reaction be if you're at a backyard barbecue and you take a big bite of a burger and your buddy's like, oh, yeah, by the way, I found this meat on the side of the road a couple weeks ago.
Is that why it says Goodyear on the side of it?
I mean, I'm sure I've eaten worse.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Mm-hmm. So 89% of people said no effing way. They've never dined on roadkill. 5% of people said they're not sure. Which is
so I suppose maybe none of us are sure.
Yeah.
The brother and sisterhood are checking in on the topic. Mohawk Mechanic Jesus said yes for roadkill like deer. You call the sheriff, they come write a tag. They're happy to do so. Some people are saying it's free. Mohawk Mechanic Jesus said he's done it many times.
Yeah, I can imagine if you live out, out of town a little ways, and there are plenty of areas around here where the roads, especially in the fall, are just decorated with carcass, mostly deer. So if it's readily available to you, you drive by it all the damn time, then it probably would cross my mind. But not these days, not for me. Now, some people have a problem with this. I don't see why. Why would I care if Wapple pulls over on the side of the road and puts a dead duck in his trunk and then goes home and eats it? Why? But people don't know how to watch their own bobber. 27% of people say they're fine with this. 33% say they believe it should be illegal. What do you care?
Who cares? Yeah, just let
why
people do whatever
waste
they
it?
want.
How many of us have hit a live animal while driving?
I have, yeah.
Okay. Wapple
Thankfully,
says...
I never have. I've been in a vehicle that has, but I never personally have.
Okay. Wapple, yes. Josh, no. I have. Ashley?
Yeah, I hit a deer.
Oh.
Dana?
I've hit a squirrel.
Are we counting squirrels?
I don't know.
It's an animal.
And it was with a golf cart, too.
Okay, that doesn't count.
When I was working at the Minnesota Zoo.
I've hit a deer and opossum. So.
Didn't you hit a deer on your way into work?
No, not
Okay.
on the way into work. When I was going home from work, I did. Yeah, that was not a good feeling. And it was annoying because the stupid deer, of course, they always do this. It stopped in the middle of the roadway. Mm-hmm. And then it decided to, cut back in front of my car. So it could have just, continued it on its way across the road. But it thought, you know what? I actually do want to stand on top of your hood.
Last night I encountered a suicidal rabbit.
Oh my gosh, why are they always trying to kill themselves?
Yeah, that's true. Rabbits in my neighborhood, too. They're doing the exact same thing.
But yeah, I hit a deer once. I mean, I got lucky. I just, my vehicle took zero impact. I was getting ready for some serious impact because two of the bastards crossed right in front of me. I was going about 60 effing 5. Two of them cut right in front of me. And I braced for effing impact. But they got some ups and they got some acceleration.
Oh, yeah.
And they spotted me. This is all split-second stuff. All that happened was I ran over the back legs of one of them.
Oh, no.
Oh, no. So I didn't take any real impact. And, one of them was completely unscathed, and he's just cooking up a hill after they crossed the road in front of me. The other one was dragging his dead back legs like... And the first deer was looking back at the second going, come on, man, what's the problem? Let's go. And the other one's saying, I think this might be as far as I go.
Yeah, something's not working
sucks.
back here.
Special ed teacher, she just said she used to live out of the cities and delivered the paper at night. She's hit over 20 deer.
Oh, man, I bet.
If you live in western Wisconsin, I bet your numbers are shocking. Career deer contact. Because, I go out there twice a year, and there are nights where I just cannot believe how many. It's like a friggin' joke. Or you know where I encountered the most maybe was up on the North Shore, right around October, November, North Shore. I could not believe how all of my attention was. I think we were going from the cities here up to, what do you call that joint? Lutzen?
Yep.
Maybe we were going even further than that. But all of my attention was on the shoulders of the roads because it was just every 5 minutes. There goes another. There goes one of them jumped over I was driving a little Honda Civic. One of them jumped right over the damn vehicle. I'm convinced it jumped over our vehicle. Other than that, I closed my eyes and braced for impact, and then I saw the sumbitch to my right. He must have jumped over the vehicle.
Coming from Ham Lake, I take Radisson and coming down. I see deer every single morning in the ditch.
What does it mean to take Radisson and coming down?
From Ham Lake, taking Radisson Road coming
down.
I'm
not familiar with the area.
Yeah,
Radisson Road.
Yeah, so I'm not taking 65 Central coming down, so it's more back roads and stuff.
Oh, yep.
And I see deer all the time. But I think the most I see deer is every single year when we go out to St. Croix, Turtle Lake, that road. Oh, there is so much deer there.
So 48% of us say they've been in a vehicle that has hit an animal intentionally or unintentionally.
Intentionally, chill out. Chill out. Don't do that.
The first time I was ever in a vehicle that hit a animal, it wasn't necessarily intentionally, but my buddy was screwing around pretending to aim for a cat, and then he swerved to miss it, but the cat went in the same direction he did when he swerved. Ran right over it.
Oh my gosh, that's awful.
Dude.
When I lived in Wisconsin, they were like super, like when I hit the deer, they were like, now you can officially say that you live here. Everybody has to hit a deer or else you're not a Wisconsin resident.
Yeah, like I said, it's insane. We here in the Midwest are the most likely to have hit an animal.
Huh. Yeah.
Which, also makes sense. Yeah. What are you talking about? You're intentionally running over an animal? What the hell's the matter with you?
Yeah, you got to be locked up for something like that.
Oh, yeah, that's a sign something else is going on.
One of my buddies did that to me once. He's just he's a hard-on. I don't know. We were hungover, tired, driving home from some up north, goat rodeo. And a couple of ducks were crossing the road. And my pal, he's driving. He kind of looked at me as he intentionally ran over the ducks. Because I think I said something like, because we're tired and hungover, not making any sense. I think I said something along the lines of, oh, hey, ducks, right? Just sounding like a moron. And he kind of looked at me, oh, you like those ducks? Boom, boom. I thought that was kind of cold-blooded.
Yeah.
I would have punched him in his face.
That's not good.
I don't know. Maybe I did something over the weekend to piss him off or something. I don't know. We didn't really talk much after that on the way home. I just kind of shut my yap. So there you go. All right, Cubby. On a scale of 1 to 10, how confident are you that we can go through the whole show with you there broadcasting at home without any problems? On a scale of 1 to 10.
Solid 5.5. Yeah, I'm at a 5.5.
Hey, that's kind of glass half full right there, 5.5.
I've never not been, since I started working there, we've been in 3 buildings. When COVID first started, Wapple and I were the expendables. We're the only ones they said they wanted the talent at home to be safe. Wapple and I had to go in, so I've never broadcast from home, so hopefully it doesn't suck too much.
No, it sounds just fine. Tell you what, get yourself a Gatorade and, I don't know, some Anacin. Do you have any Anacin in the house?
I don't even know what that is.
It's a pain reliever, Anacin.
Oh, really?
Old school.
I'm ripping off a bit from Family Guy, which cracked me up years ago. Wait a minute now. So seriously, some of you don't remember the painkiller Anacin?
No. Like Jennifer Aniston?
No, Anacin. I think it was, is it A-N? Look it up on the internet. This cracked me up so badly watching an episode of The Family Guy because Anacin was kind of a forgotten brand of aspirin, painkiller, whatever you want to call it. But they did run a lot of television ads in the 70s and 80s. But then it completely went away. And I'm watching Family Guy a few years ago, and Stewie says to Brian, I've got a bit of a headache. Do you have any Anacin? And Brian's like, what? So it's kind of, the bit is playing out in real life. Yeah, Anacin.
Yeah, it's like aspirin with caffeine.
Oh. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Okay, so like an Excedrin almost.
Get yourself a Gatorade, get some Anacin, and tell you what, we'll take a break and come back here in a few minutes on the Half-Assed Morning Show.
Did you know that Standard Heating opened its doors over 90 years ago? That's right. Tony Ferreira opened the doors in 1930, now ran by his granddaughter Claire Ferreira. Call Standard Heating and Air Conditioning today and experience the customer service and care that holds true today.
It is savings on a stick season with Standard Heating and Air Conditioning's State Fair specials. Deals on deals on deals that can save you thousands. Visit standardheating.com for all their State Fair deals. Standard Heating, providing the comfort you deserve since 1930.
Are you tired of losing your fantasy football league year after year? Lindsay Rhodes, Emmy-winning sportscaster and football analyst, is your new secret weapon on the Believe Fantasy Football Show.
Watch the quarterbacks and his ADP. I think he has massive high-end upside.
Get expert analysis on player rankings.
Wide receiver 22 in fantasy, Cecil Shorts.
That kid can run, so I'm thinking he can have a breakout season this year.
And you can too by searching the Believe Fantasy Football Show. That's BLEAV wherever you listen.
stupid news on the Half-Assed Morning Show.
Here we go. We had a conversation about roadkill. Common around here, roadkill. Some folks just go ahead and eat it. Cats, dogs, raccoons, bears, geese, they eat it. Squirrels. Got a text message about squirrels from a listener. And ain't this the truth? This listener says, I would like to point out that squirrels are the world's worst critical thinkers.
Really? They do say, if you, certain times of year especially,
they make the wrong decision.
Down the road, it seems like they make bad decisions.
They do. They come out onto the road, right? And they go, oh, Christ, this doesn't look like a good spot for me, right? And then
I'm just going to hide under that rubber thing approaching me very fast.
It's 8 times out of 10. This guy's right. They're terrible critical thinkers. They find themselves in a tough spot. Uh-oh, this is that highway they were telling me about. I don't belong here. And then they'll begin to go back where they came from, and then they'll think to themselves, wait a minute. All right, I'll try the highway. And then they end up being brained. Terrible critical thinkers.
Birds sometimes, too, are the same.
Birds. Don't get me started on those friggin' birds.
Remember when the two of us, I forget where we were driving, and there was a bird that attacked both of our vehicles and continuously?
Oh, yeah. That wasn't that long ago.
No, it's just a few months ago.
I think because I was, I think I had tater tots in my front pant pocket or something like that.
All right, Napoleon.
The birds came after us once, twice, didn't they, Josh?
They did. He kept coming for us.
Jazzy Jesus, how about this text message? A few years ago, he says, I hit a person.
Oh, dude.
When they were behind the wheel of their motor vehicle. I hit a person who ran across the street in the dark. It wasn't my fault, but it was a crazy situation.
And then he ate him.
Roadkill.
All right. The stupid news. We're going to start with a mentally unhinged neighborhood naked dude. And as you guys know, one of my very best friends growing up became a mentally unhinged neighborhood naked dude once we got to be about 20 years old. That's the path he took. He slept in the woods, and when he had some free time, he liked to bust his dong out of his pants and pointed at whatever unlucky sumbitch might come along. That's what he did.
Were there signs?
Yes.
There were?
A couple. Not many. But looking back, once we got a little older, there were signs. Yeah, so when he got tired, you could find him in the woods, just... He had dug out a little bed for himself with his bare hands or something grotesque like that. And then when he had the energy, he'd go down walking paths and whatnot, jogging trails, and Papa, here's my penis for you, huh? What?
And they say TV's bad for you.
What the hell does that mean?
You know, like if he had a TV and he just wasn't in a hole, he'd have better things to do with his life than, all right, I'm going to have some fun and show my penis on the trail.
Yeah, he's one of those guys that should stay inside. Yeah.
If there was a PlayStation around, too, maybe that would have helped him out, you're saying? Something like that.
Hey, Ashley, trust me. He's been staying inside.
No.
And the state of Minnesota has decided he will stay inside forever.
Oh, my gosh.
You don't worry about him getting outside anymore. He hasn't been outside in over 25 years.
He might get 5 minutes here and there.
Yeah, in the yard.
Really, honestly, I could tell you a few more stories. Dana, he's not even allowed to do that anymore. But that would mean a few more stories, and I don't feel like telling them right now. There's no yard even.
Dude.
No yard.
He is in the hole.
We'll have to talk
nothing he
about
did
this
could be
later.
good. Nothing he did. If all those things are restricted, that's some bad stuff.
Yeah.
They tried the yard. They did a couple times.
Couldn't handle it.
That's the life he chose. So this here naked guy comes from a neighborhood, and I hope the end result isn't similar to my old childhood buddy, but this here naked guy comes from a neighborhood somewheres there in New York. He was arrested this past Sunday. Word is that he clocked in at 27 years old. He's at 27. So, at least at 27, he likely still wears his inappropriate public nudity well. I'm trying to polish a turd here. I'm trying to look at the bright side. If you're going to be, Ashley, if there is a mentally unhinged neighborhood naked dude in your neighborhood, that's not a good thing, but don't you at least hope, okay, he wears it well?
Yes.
Okay? If this
Do you
guy
have a
was
cutoff in age? What's the oldest you'd want to see naked? If they, I'm mentally unhinged, everything Nick described.
Go ahead, Ashley. The oldest mentally unhinged neighborhood naked guy that you want to see.
Maybe 60.
60.
Oh,
Okay.
that's higher than I would have thought.
Yeah.
All right. It's a good age range.
At least he wears it well. He's 27. He's still probably quite slender. He was first spotted walking naked around somebody else's house. He's inside somebody else's house. Here's the deal. This was 4 o'clock Sunday afternoon, this past Sunday. Someone came home, found naked dude all up in their house. D-swinging. Called the cops. Naked dude was told to leave, and he did. He was then seen by other neighbors in the area. He was trying to gain access to other people's houses. The local cops found naked dude in somebody's house where nobody was home, and he was taking a shower, which is no surprise if you follow our stupid news reports. You know that in many cases, when mentally unhinged people get into your house, the first thing on their minds is their personal hygiene. They do jump into the douche quite regularly. The kid goes by the name of Corey Matthews. He's been released now from custody already. The cops gave him some clothes. On his way out the door, he'll be back again for his court date. So again, I hope he doesn't end up like my childhood pal. The beginning stages of his criminal life were his days as the neighborhood naked dude, and it only got worse from there. Like I said, they gave him an outfit before they turned him loose, Spent some time in jail. They gave him an outfit, turned him loose. A couple of dudes that I know that worked jail duty in the past, as jail guards. They had a fun game they played while on the job. I'd like to tell you about it. You want to hear about it, Cubby? The fun game?
I'd love to. I didn't know you had friends that were corrections officials at one point.
Yeah, it was.
Anybody I know?
Yes. You do know one of them. It was just, they weren't at the big prisons. They were just like at the city jail, And I can't remember what town they were in, but their job. I also have a relative who has held that job down recently, where they just kind of hang out, and whoever's turned into jail that night, they keep an eye on them. That's what they do. So
tough gig, I bet.
Yeah, these two that I was referencing a minute ago, they had a fun game that they played related to jail wardrobe, jail fashion. They said once in a while, a prisoner would act like a total prick about the jail uniform. So they'd play a fun prank on him. Now, if an inmate was polite and reasonable about their jail outfit, if an inmate said, look, this is too tight, could I get a bigger size, please? Sure, they'd hook them up. But the ones who were repeatedly just relentless, rude pricks about their jail outfit, cussing everybody out, screaming like a maniac, my jailhouse guard bros would say, okay, you want a new outfit? We'll go get you one. And then they'd bring the inmate back the most mismatched, ridiculous outfit that they could muster from the lost and found box in the back room.
Man, the lost and found box in the prison.
Yeah, true.
So instead of the yellow jail jumpsuit, they'd tell the guy, okay, take off the jumpsuit. Oh, you don't want it? Take it off. We'll bring you a new outfit. And then they'd outfit the guy with, say, cowboy boots that don't fit, bright green swim trunks, and a boy band tank top or something. So the dude just looked like an absolute jackass.
It's awesome.
Bunny slippers, rubber pants, and a child-sized jean jacket. You don't want to wear the required uniform? There you go. You happy now? Good night. And then they turn the freaking light. Yeah.
It's like that sheriff in Arizona the inmates would wear pink.
Yeah.
He'd do stuff like that. You know what? I don't know why this popped in my head. Nick, do you remember many, many years ago, there was that prison in maybe Japan where they all danced to Thriller?
Yes. Oh, that was a cool video.
You remember, Dana, you're old enough to remember that?
Yeah.
Maybe it wasn't as long ago as I thought.
So did that really happen or was that a joke?
Good question. I believed it back then, but we've been duped.
I watched the video. Everyone on planet Earth at that time, this has got to be 20 years ago or more, watched that video. And the story was just like Josh said. The story was, here are all these inmates. We wanted to give them something to do when they exercise, when they hit the yard, as Ashley was saying a few minutes ago. So the story was they taught them how to do an exact duplicate of the Michael Jackson Thriller video dance. And it was mesmerizing to watch. It was.
It was impressive.
Yes.
Every one of them gave it their all.
Oh, man.
It was uploaded on YouTube 17 years ago.
Okay. Yeah, it was a long time. I'm surprised you remember that one, Dana.
Oh, wow. Here's a listener that said, I used to work at a jail. A guy got arrested for drunk driving while wearing a dress. And they made him wear it all night. I wouldn't want to be a guy in a dress in jail.
Nope, absolutely not.
When you were a kid.
I didn't even consider that.
No.
I was trying to think if I could pull off a dress, meaning like if I could make it look good.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely. You have nice calves.
Yeah, you look great, Josh.
Oh, you think the calves is what make it?
Yep.
I just thought maybe I'd be too short.
Especially if you threw some heels on and really get those bad boys up in the air.
I do like a good pump.
You're very petite. So I think you'd wear it quite well. All right, when you were a kid, did your folks stress the importance of eating? Like, did they say breakfast is the most important meal of the day? Stop playing long enough so you can eat some lunch. Oh, you got to sit down and have dinner. You're a young kid. You got to eat.
Yep, absolutely.
That must have been nice. My folks couldn't have cared less if we had something to eat or not. I'm pretty certain that Child Protective Services would have taken me away and fed me if they ever would have stopped by the house.
Yeah, you kind of give me that vibe.
They would have put my skinny ass in a rubber room and watched me through a little window while I swept a plate full of cold baked beans into my dirty face. That's how it would have played out for me.
You make me very thankful that my parents made me 3 meals a day.
They just did not care if we had anything to... 3, even breakfast?
Oh, yeah. My dad would wake up ahead of us just to make us breakfast.
They would have put me in the Child Protective Services rubber room, and one of them would have said, we found him in Wayzata.
Oh, my God.
And the other would have said, Wayzata, that's an affluent community. And the other one would have said, well, yeah, not all of it, apparently. He communicates through a series of clicks and pops.
Oh, no.
He's uneducated and filthy. Here's a guy from Ohio that must have been taught, like you guys, he must have been taught the importance of nutrition by his parents when he was a kid, because even as he was recklessly flying down the highway in a Dodge Charger, going 93 in a damned 50-mile-per-hour zone, even then, he was still deep-throating a foot-long sandwich along the way. Just gnawing away at his... as he's going 93 in a 50.
That's impressive. I've tried to do that. Maybe I just run it through the garden too much over there at Subway or wherever, but I can't make that work.
It
gets
is
everywhere.
hard. Yeah.
What's the most difficult food you have successfully eaten while driving a motor vehicle?
Soup.
Nice.
You've eaten soup?
Yeah.
With a spoon
Like
or
a cup of soup?
Cup of
Yeah,
soup?
you just drink it.
Oh, okay. So you were like having a bowl between your knees and scooping in.
That was a little misleading, Ashley.
I definitely tried doing the spoon thing for like a couple seconds and was like, nah, this is not a good idea.
I remember spooning chicken fried rice into my cake hole, straight out the Chinese restaurant box. while I was driving to St. Bonifacius to play beer league softball about 30 years ago.
That's impressive.
Yeah, I mean, I was telling myself the entire time, this is freaking stupid.
Right.
But I was starving, and when we used to play beer league out in St. Bonnie, everyone on the team would wipe out about 16 friggin' beers. So I knew I got to get something in my stomach, or I'm going to vomit all over the...
I've definitely
This text says they tried a Chipotle burrito while driving. That's also impressive.
That could get messy real quick, too.
What about a joint and a bowl of cereal?
That is good.
I follow somebody on Twitter, and she's always eating spaghetti in her car on her way to work with the fork and all.
All right, here's the deal. So this guy going 93 and a 50. Wow. Bombing a sandwich. 23-year-old kid. Michael Cruz is the kid's name. So once the cops caught up to this dildo, they ordered him out of the car at gunpoint. They were pretty serious with this kid. He got out of the car as ordered, but he was holding that sandwich in one hand and still attempting to eat it. He eventually placed the sandwich on the roof of the car so the cops could cuff him and take him away. So there you go. He went to jail burping up Bologna.
If I knew I was going to get arrested, I would definitely try to finish that sandwich as fast as I could.
No, you wouldn't.
I would.
I would throw up because of nerves, so that would be useless.
Yeah, I think
all
me
the
too.
sandwich everywhere.
I think I'd try and choke myself to death with that, just asphyxiated on some bologna or something. I don't want to go to jail.
Someone just told me this weekend that they got a D-dub, and before they got pulled over, they had McDonald's in their car, and they put it on the dash. And when they got pulled over and all that, got arrested, they went back to the lot to get their car. The McDonald's was still sitting there, and their car just reeked like it.
Oh, that sucks.
No, I always kind of liked it when my car smelled like McDonald's. You guys didn't like the smell of McDonald's in your car?
I love
it. No.
Oh, my God.
4-day-old McDonald's, maybe.
I would come home every single day smelling like
Oh,
McDonald's.
well,
you work
yeah.
there.
You were too close to the flame.
Yep. Yep.
But I always loved it the next day when that was... There were other reasons why I would smell the car seats, but in this particular case, it was...
My goodness.
In South Carolina, a burglary suspect got recorded by one of those home security cameras. She looked like a crackhead to me. Anyway, what made it interesting was that the possible crackhead lady was trying to enter somebody's house while carrying her little dog, trying to make this nice little damn dog an accomplice to a friggin' break-in.
I don't see dogs as accessories as much as you used to when Paris Hilton was doing it.
Oh, Christ, come to my house. We have an accessory dog.
But, I mean, do you go out with it?
Yeah, we went out with him last night.
Really?
Yeah.
Like not just on a walk, just say we're going to put it in a stroller or whatever people do. Or
we went out to have
baby Bjorn.
We went out to have something or another to eat. We sat on a patio, brought the half dog, half squirrel. And then we did both. And then we walked the little bastard around the lake for a minute or two.
Yeah, we used to bring, when I would live with my ex, we used to bring the dogs on the patio. Sometimes we would even bring them into the bars.
Well, yeah, but we're talking about accessory dogs. The ones could you tuck them under your arm and you don't even notice that it's there?
Yep.
Oh, you had tiny little dogs?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there was a Shih Tzu, and then the Maisie was a little tiny Chihuahua. She was like a Chihuahua Dachshund mix.
Oh, you can bring those things anywhere.
So this lady had some tiny little, like I have, half squirrel type of dog. About a 5-pounder. She walked up to the rear door of somebody's house, attempted to open it, and then walked away. When the cops rolled up, the lady and her dog weren't around. But somebody else's house had been broken into, so it sounds like this lady got into somebody's house. I hope they take the dog away from her.
Yes.
House pets shouldn't have to live like that.
They don't want to be accessories to crime.
I kind of understand why she checked this house out, though, because in the camera footage in the background, you can see that they have their own golf cart.
I'm sorry, where are you going with this?
So they got money.
Oh.
So I understand why it would be appealing, yeah.
Well, Ashley, I'm not trying to shatter your view of things, but I know a guy who has his own golf cart, and he ain't got a pot to piss in.
Yeah, I was going to say, I know a couple people.
He's not exactly a high roller.
Oh, I guess I've only ever seen like more wealthy people.
That's what I would picture too.
Go to a trailer home community one time.
Yeah, you got the wrong image of.
Yeah, it's like down in Arizona. You know how everyone's got one. Yeah, kind of like trailer parks.
Got a pot to piss in, Ashley. I'm not even going to try and figure this next character out simply because of the state that he comes from. He's a 71-year-old who got himself arrested for lassoing a 9-foot alligator that was swimming in a canal. The fella's name is Robert Collin. He looks like a lunatic.
I thought he looked a lot like Bill Murray. At first, when I saw the mugshot, I thought, oh no, Bill Murray was arrested for something.
Well, Bill Murray isn't the most together-looking person. He never has been. Right?
Yeah,
no, not at all.
That is one odd-looking dude.
Mm-hmm.
When my brother and my mother lived together when we were young, at one point or another, I was living with the old man. My brother was living with our mother. My sister, we don't know where the hell she was. But anyway, my brother loved to watch Stripes and Caddyshack on VHS as often as he could when he was living with my mother. My mother refused to sit down and watch either of those movies because the sight of Bill Murray disturbed her too much.
Really?
Yes. Wow. Yes, she would always say that he is just the most unpleasant person to look at that she had ever seen.
Damn. All right.
Well, yeah, he was always kind of an odd-looking guy. His hair was odd. I'm not trying to be mean here, but I'm not saying I would refuse to watch him because he sickened me, but I think we all can agree that he's kind of a different-looking guy. This guy, 71-year-old guy, I don't know what's wrong with him. I guess he has nothing better to do than mess with wild animals like a friggin' 11-year-old would do. He's looking at a felony charge for illegal killing, possessing, or capturing alligators. He's accused of using a nylon rope to lasso the gator around its upper jaw before he tied it to a handrail above the canal, if you can picture such a thing in your head. Then the nutbag calls the cops to report that he found the gator tied up like that, which isn't true, of course, and then he ran away. Again, this guy's 71 years old. Surveillance footage proved that it was this Colin Puke that was responsible for this weird behavior. He was arrested at his house, which I bet is a really nicely kept place.
Oh,
I can tell by his picture. His home must be immaculate.
Golf carts everywhere.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So I just don't get it. And then why this dork would bother saying anything, I have no idea. He did go ahead and say that he was, quote, trying to protect the turtles. The gator was euthanized, probably because the damn thing was injured by Dinkus and his friggin' dumb lasso. I don't even like alligators, but that's just annoyingly stupid.
Yeah, absolutely.
Go do something with your day, you old bastard, hanging around the canal lassoing alligators. It reminds me of a couple guys I grew up with. They did weird things like that when we were fourth graders. Blowing up toads. Well, I guess that wasn't so weird when we all blew up. But a couple of these guys, they would pitchfork carp that were swimming in it's just.
Well, yeah,
but they were fourth graders. This guy's 71. I'm going to lasso an alligator and tie him to the railing of the canal.
The turtles are fine.
Protecting the turtles.
I like turtles.
Sometimes I just get mad, Cubby. I'm sorry.
Just
Yeah,
let
it's
nature
okay.
do nature.
I mean, it's deservedly so. It is a weird picture. I can't figure out how you even come up with something like this.
I don't get it. I don't really get it. What do I have next for you? Oh. All I can really take away from this here next story is that if you are an incredible dork and you never want to have sex ever again, you can now buy a couch shaped like a mountain gorilla.
I've seen these.
All right, this looks sweet, dude.
I want one badly.
Yeah, same here, Josh.
Oh, no. I'm never going to have sex again, but it's worth it.
Please tell me. Don't do it, Josh.
Oh,
Please.
no, I can't. Did you see the price tag on this?
I'll mention the price tag.
Yeah, I won't be doing it, but I would love something like that.
Why?
Well, it's one of those where I'd get it home and wonder immediately, why did I do this?
Yeah.
But I don't know. There's just something pretty cool about it.
The joke would be cute for a few hours, right? And then you would say, oh, my God, what have I done?
It looks comfy.
A Chinese furniture company has begun producing gorilla-shaped couches to meet customer demand.
Meet customer demand?
Yeah, that's what I said, Wapple. But this all started, help me if I go sideways with this. This all started after AI-generated photos of gorilla couches went viral on social media. You see what I'm saying? So back in April, someone posted dozens of AI-generated pictures of gorilla-shaped couches. Most people couldn't tell that it was AI-generated, so they kept making phone calls saying, where can I get a gorilla-shaped couch? And this here company in China pounced on the opportunity and started pumping out gorilla couches. Black gorillas, brown gorillas, vanilla gorillas, grape apes, whatever you want.
Grape apes.
You better buy one, or Chinese social media will turn on you and make you an outcast.
Oh, you don't want that.
It looks really cozy. Like and then it's kind of like you're sitting on a gorilla's lap. That's kind of sweet.
Stop it!
I'm sorry.
Oh, God. You want to know what you owe these bastards once they send you a gorilla-shaped couch? Do you want to know? $9,995.
No.
It's an expensive couch right there.
Yeah, that's insanity.
Yeah,
$9,995.
That's a car.
Is it made out of gorilla fur?
It does look comfy. I'll give you that.
Yeah.
But for Christ's sake, Ashley.
Could you imagine walking into somebody's house and instead of a regular couch, they just have this huge gorilla?
Can you imagine knowing what they paid for it? You'd think they were insane.
If one of my friends bought one of these damn things, and they said, come on over, we'll watch the ball game, I'd walk in the house, I would spot the gorilla-shaped couch, and I would walk out the house.
Or imagine going on like a big bender of drinking, and you wake up and you're kind of getting your bearings, like, where did I end up last night? Oh my God, I'm on a gorilla!
Sports on the 93X Half-Assed Morning Show.
The world champion is in front, but Cole Hocker's not done with yet. Cole Hocker wins gold. He upsets the favourites. It's gold for the USA. And gold is on the line for Gabby Thomas. Gabby Thomas comes off the turn with force, with power, and Gabby Thomas is running away from the field. It's gold for USA. Gabby Thomas is an Olympic champion.
Jesus, turn down the acid rock. Boy, they're excited over there when someone runs this way and that way in the Olympics. Aren't they the announcers?
Amped.
Yeah, they go crazy.
They're friggin' amped. And I saw that little stoner kid win that long foot race.
That was fun.
Doesn't he look like the quiet kid at your house party who's just kind of staring at the walls? And
Yeah.
the kid who won that long foot race, little ponytail, maybe he knows a couple songs on acoustic guitar.
Oh, definitely.
He drives a Volkswagen Bug or something. And he wasn't even that tall of a guy. Most of those long-distance runners are big, tall, long-legged guys. The guy who won with the ponytail, kind of a shorter little guy.
He was. And he kind of came out of nowhere, too.
Did he come out of nowheres?
He did. Cole Hocker is his name.
Cole Hocker. Cole Hock Tua. Josh, I like to jump in on the current events jokes.
I don't even know if you can call that current events anymore.
Have you guys heard of the Hock Tua girl?
A little bit, yeah.
Spit on that thing.
But I really have. I've liked watching a lot of this stuff. And that little ponytail kid, by God, he was just a pumping. Real quick, I'll get out of the way. But I did get a text message here a minute ago that said, how the hell do I go bowling with you guys? Yeah, that's coming up next Saturday. Is that right? Next Saturday. We're having like a Metallica bowling party with the crew, the tour crew, a few members of this here radio program are going to be there. We're going to be at a joint called, what do they call the joint again?
Memory Lanes.
Memory Lanes next Saturday. Be listening, because I think we're just dumping out tickets to the party now and again. Be listening. Thanks for asking. I didn't think anybody gave two pumps about our bowling party. Next Saturday, Memory Lanes, the wild and crazy Metallica tour crew will be there, and you can pull them aside and say, dude, what's up?
Are you excited to show off your bowling skills, Nick?
I don't have any bowling skills anymore. I mean, I used to. I haven't bowled in years.
Maybe it'll come back.
I don't know.
Riding a bike.
I love to bowl. Love the sport. Underrated. So I'm excited, but I don't know if I have a skill set anymore. It's been so damn long. Last time I went bowling, I did well. And then the next morning I woke up and I said, I can't feel the lower half of my body.
Yep, that's how it goes.
But I am excited to get involved. Thank you for asking about the bowling party. We'll tell you more about that as we get closer to the gig. And before we leave today, we do have Metallica concert tickets for you. All right. Twins ran into a tough pitcher last night, and they lost to the Cubs 7-3, but they can still win the series. They got a day game today. Joe Ryan's going to pitch. We'll tell you all about the Olympics here in about a half hour with Randy Shaver. And the friggin' White Sox, they ruined everybody's fun. We got to take a break. Josh's News is coming up next.
Did you know that Standard Heating opened its doors over 90 years ago? That's right. Tony Ferreira opened the doors in 1930. Now ran by his granddaughter, Claire Ferreira. Call Standard Heating and Air Conditioning today and experience the customer service and care that holds true today.
It is savings on a stick season with Standard Heating and Air Conditioning's State Fair specials. Deals on deals on deals that can save you thousands. Visit standardheating.com for all their State Fair deals. Standard Heating, providing the comfort you deserve since 1930.
Former Navy SEAL Sean Ryan shares real stories from real people from all walks of life on The Sean Ryan Show.
Tucker Carlson, what is it that you think that people gravitate
I'm not
towards?
self-aware. I refuse to be self-aware. I don't even look in mirrors at all, which you can probably tell from my appearance. I don't have a crazy high IQ, or I really don't have that many skills. I would say my main skill is I believe my instincts. I don't hesitate to follow my instincts, ever. To the extent that I have, I've gotten in trouble.
The Sean Ryan Show on YouTube or wherever you listen.
Half-assed morning show. 93X.
I think the person ain't even try to avoid them. I think they have no conscience and don't care.
A 30-year-old Michigan man struck a bicyclist with his car while recording video on his phone so he could post it on Instagram. The bicyclist was knocked off the bike and right out of his shoes, which always seems to happen for some reason. According to police, both of his legs were broken. Dang.
Is there an Instagram crowd, the motor vehicle, bicycle running over enthusiasts? Is there a clique? Is there a group? Why did he do this?
I mean, yeah, there's like-minded folks on the internet for anything you can imagine. So,
yeah.
Sure. That's why he did it, right?
Yeah.
He wanted to be Instagram famous, it sounds like. He then struck another car and sped off. Police wondered if this could be one of several dangerous TikTok trends. The Detroit Police Department checked in with neighboring police agencies, but didn't find anything similar.
I've seen people hit by a car, but it's usually has some kind of motive. This one appears to be just for social media. They haven't seen anything like this, so it looks like an isolated incident. He's not going to get away with it.
Dude, a dangerous TikTok trend. Wouldn't that be something?
The suspect is still out there. He's wiped his social media off the internet since the video was posted last week. Detroit PD has secured warrants to search those accounts, however.
Can you imagine, Josh, you and I maybe being 10th grade kids, and I turn to you and say, so, what do we got to do today to be accepted on TikTok? Do we got to snap the nay-nay or whatever the hell that, I don't know. What was that? Do we need to dab? Do we need to eat? What were those things again?
Tide Pods?
Tide Pods?
Josh says, no, we need to get in a motor vehicle. We need to run over a bicyclist.
Good God.
I think I'd rather snap the nay-nay.
Let me just put my seatbelt on and let's go. Yeah, that's insane.
What did they do with the nay-nay? What am I missing?
It's like do the whip.
There was a whip and a nay-nay. You had to choose.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's so long ago. I love that.
It was announced yesterday Minnesota Governor Tim Walz joined Kamala Harris as her running mate and VP pick on the presidential ticket. Minnesotans are no newcomers to the vice presidency. Hubert Humphrey and Walter Mondale both successfully made it to the White House. Minnesota Governor Tim Pawlenty was nearly chosen as John McCain's running mate in 2008 and Mitt Romney's in 2012.
I always like When they show old footage of Walter Mondale, right? 1976, is that what you said, Josh? Mm-hmm. They show old footage of Walter Mondale at some, what do they do? What are they doing now? The conventions, right?
Yeah.
Everyone, and I mean everyone in the crowd has a cigarette in their mouth.
No way.
It just brings you back to simpler times.
A former Verizon employee is facing charges for stalking a Pennsylvania police officer and his wife. 19-year-old Dominic Graham had previously interacted with the cop on multiple occasions, most recently during a traffic stop July 6th, and that set him off. The next day, the police officer and his wife received text from Verizon indicating someone was trying to get into their accounts at the Verizon store in Lancaster, where Graham worked. The victim called the store, spoke with the manager, who confirmed Graham had accessed his Verizon account. Again, July 18th, the victim received text from an unknown number, later found out to be Graham, which included a clown emoji, the victim's full name, age, and home address. July 27th, the victim received another text from Graham with another clown emoji. Graham's employment with Verizon ended July 30th. That same day, he once again texted the victim and the victim's wife, saying things like, "Worst cop I've ever seen," and "either resign or get fired soon," among others. Graham was taken into custody that same day.
Man, you really zinged him with the "worst cop I've ever seen" line.
Looked like he's the real clown emoji in this case.
Hey-o.
Yeah, LOL, crying laugh emoji, hands raised emoji, fist bump, eggplant emoji, eggplant emoji, eggplant emoji. A 30-year-old Isanti police officer was arrested Sunday by Anoka County authorities for allegedly sending an eggplant emoji but his penis to a child.
What?
According to the criminal complaint, law enforcement was contacted August 3rd by the father of the then 13-year-old victim, accusing the officer of sending the girl a picture of his genitalia on Snapchat July 27th. During police interviews, the teen said that before the suspect sent the photo, he asked her if she wanted to see it and then if she liked it. The next day, the officer apologized and begged her not to tell anyone. According to the charges, the child informed him that her friend had also seen the photo and was upset. He then instructed the girl to call him. The girl did, but the complaint states the officer was unaware the victim's friend was recording that call.
We reached out to the county attorney's office in Anoka to see if they plan to file formal charges in the matter, and we've yet to hear back, but jail records showing him still in custody. The sheriff's office saying their investigation continues.
The suspect was put on leave by the city of Isanti and arrested. Yuck.
I mean, so that's just the end of that for this guy.
Yeah, let's hope he goes away. The Whitefish Bay, Wisconsin Police Department clocked a 35-year-old Illinois woman going 60 in a 30 Monday, July 22nd, about 1:30 a.m. But the traffic stop that started off like any other quickly went off the rails. Mallory Griffin repeatedly ignored commands from police. Dashcam video shows the Illinois woman take off, then stop just down the street and give them the finger.
She's just laughing in the car and just flipped me off.
As the officer said, when she was taken into custody, the woman was laughing at officers, even when she was put in the back of the squad.
Just a couple.
When she was taken back to the police station, an officer asked the 35-year-old if she had any bruises, to which she suggested she should just get naked. Before doing a sobriety test, she did what appeared to be a yoga pose, suggesting the cops couldn't do them like she could, and she hasn't even worked out in years.
Do you want to see it? Do you want me to get undressed?
No, keep your pants up.
Can you do what I can do? Can you do this in your car? And I haven't worked out in 3 years.
Very likable.
That was so funny watching that video.
It's not even that crazy of a move either.
All right, lady.
Okay, you're kind of just sideways on the ground.
This gal had taken a lot of drugs, I would imagine.
They believe she was under the influence of something. She was given multiple citations for operating while intoxicated, resisting, speeding, and not having a registered vehicle. Two brothers were hospitalized and arrested after a violent altercation involving a knife and a sword battle in Seattle. At 3:31 a.m. Sunday, police responded to reports of a stabbing at an apartment. When officers arrived, they found two individuals with multiple stab wounds. Initially, neither party was forthcoming about the incident, and it was believed a suspect was still at large. However, evidence suggested the two men, a 25-year-old and a 27-year-old, had engaged in a fight involving a knife and a sword, which took place throughout the apartment, and their siblings. Due to both brothers not wanting to rat out the other, it was unclear who the primary aggressor was, so they both were arrested.
Oh, good old-fashioned brother-on-brother sword fight.
Mm-hmm.
A 29-year-old woman stabbed a worker in the head following a fight at a Boston restaurant. Officers responding to a request to remove a patron at Kazi Shabu Shabu just before 10:30 p.m. Sunday learned a worker had been stabbed and taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. 29-year-old Alicia Marassi entered the eatery and ordered food before getting into an argument with a restaurant worker. The worker attempted to remove her, but the altercation turned physical, with Marassi pulling a knife and stabbing the victim in the head. Investigation's
that's
ongoing.
too damn much. That's too far. They went too far with that.
Use your words. Your words can be a powerful weapon. Police arrested 3 men following an investigation into a June armed robbery at a Florida strip club. Cocoa Beach police responded in the early morning of June 6th to reports of a robbery at Dancers Royale. They made off with a lot of money. Employees, likely half-naked employees, told officers 3 armed men wearing ski masks stormed the club after closing time, forcing them onto the floor and holding them at gunpoint. The masked men stole the employees' cell phones and about $50,000 in cash from the club. Investigators used surveillance video and data obtained from license plate readers to identify the suspects' identities and their vehicle.
That's pretty ballsy, I think, just because most of the security at your neighborhood strip joint, pretty capable of breaking you in half.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I wouldn't mess with any of those guys, that's for sure. Once again, the selfie, the world's most prolific and unstoppable serial killer, has claimed another life of a person capturing a moment on their front-facing camera in an ill-advised location. This time in Guatemala, and as a warning, this time the selfie death was especially gruesome. Like really bad. Horrifying video shows crowds watching a 15-year-old girl tumbling from a Guatemalan rooftop after she was decapitated by a power line while dancing and taking selfies with friends.
Hang on a second. Can you? No. Her headless body fell to the ground.
Yeah.
After it was
zapped
basically zapped off by a power line. Lord
on a roof.
Lord above.
The group was practicing some dance moves on top of the 2-story building when the teen hit the high-tension power cable with thousands of volts, killing her instantly. Other footage filmed from down below shows horrified onlookers rushing toward the building as the girl's head snapped off, sending her plummeting about 20 feet to the pavement below.
Come on.
That incident is under investigation. Then in Bali, a tourist plunged more than 80 feet to his death Sunday while trying to take a selfie with his girlfriend at a popular waterfall spot. The 49-year-old Italian and his 25-year-old girlfriend were posing at the top of the waterfall about 11:30 a.m. That's when an iron railing they were leaning against suddenly collapsed. The couple fell a distance equivalent to the height of an 8-story building and landing at the base. The girlfriend survived the fall, but the boyfriend did not.
So you're saying she's single?
If you're interested.
My Lord.
You're cold-blooded, man.
Do you like? You prefer the ones who have just recently been through a horrible, traumatic experience? That's when you move in?
That's when I swoop.
That's when he pounces.
Give him a shoulder to cry on.
Those are the ones you like, huh? Those are the ones you like?
Yeah, maybe.
A police pursuit and subsequent standoff ended in a North Minneapolis neighborhood last week with a rammed squad car, a home break-in, a family threatened, and the arrest of a 34-year-old man. Investigators working the Operation Safe Summer 3 enforcement campaign last Tuesday found an occupied stolen vehicle in North Minneapolis and initiated a stop. The chase was abandoned due to dangerous driving conditions, with a law enforcement helicopter tracking the vehicle for about 20 minutes as the driver drove haphazardly throughout North Minneapolis. Tire deflation devices were used to try and slow the vehicle down, but it didn't work. When the stolen car was driven into an alley, police tried to box it in, causing the suspect to start ramming the squads. While officers finally blocked him in, the suspect fled on foot, breaking into a home, threatening residents with a knife. Luckily, all 3 adults in the house were able to escape. Police created a perimeter around the home, and about 3 hours and 10 minutes of negotiations later, the suspect exited and was quickly arrested. That'd be pretty freaky.
What,
I'm just a desperate criminal showing up in at your house with brandishing a knife?
No, that would not be cool.
No. A majestic 4-year-old Eurasian eagle owl from the Minnesota Zoo gave an unexpected and elegant flight demonstration, soaring gracefully through the Apple Valley sky, straight into the waiting jaws of a tiger. A handler was training the owl for a bird show, but it didn't come back and landed in the outdoor tiger enclosure where it was eaten by the tiger.
Oh, no. Wow, that's incredible.
The incident, outlined in an inspection report by the U.S. Department of Agriculture, said the incident happened back in April. Oh, that sucks.
That does suck.
Poor owl. A group called Ryan Meetup was in the news this year for throwing an event in Texas called the Ryan Rodeo. Only people named Ryan were invited, and their slogan was "No Bryans Allowed." Now they're back in the news after renting out a movie theater in New York to catch the king of all Ryans, Ryan Reynolds, in his new movie, Deadpool and Wolverine. The gathering of Ryans let one guy named Hugh watch the movie with them as a nod to Hugh Jackman, Ryan's co-star in the movie.
That's pretty funny.
That is pretty funny. They like to have some fun, don't they? Angels outfielder Mike Trout, 33 today. Charlize Theron turns 49. Fox Mulder on The X-Files. David Duchovny, 64. And Iron Maiden singer, certified airline pilot, and certified badass, Bruce Dickinson, 66. Happy birthday to emotional boner Jesus. Happy 21st to Molly. Your dad, Asian Cop Jesus' cousin Jesus, said he can't wait to take you out for your first legal drink tonight. And happy birthday to Finishes Halfway In Jesus, who has an ice cream cake waiting for him at home. Oh, that's exciting. And that's 93X News.
Randy Shaver. You can see his nice big tentacles that are sticking out, and he's got a rigorous training program, and he loves his green leaves. So we feed him plenty of nice green leaves.
On the Half-Assed Morning Show.
Ozzy's calling.
He's back.
Ozzy, you know we're on TV, right?
Hello.
It's over.
It's over. Are you calling because the Sox finally won a game?
Yeah, I know. I just tried to call you guys.
Yeah. You want to add some thoughts to the show?
Add some thoughts.
Happiness. I see you guys early.
All right. We'll see you tomorrow. Is that all you want to say? Happiness?
Happiness. We can sleep nice and tight.
Randy Shaver and Brad Ryder, good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
Now, if you're just tuning into the show and things begin to sound a little different to you, that's because old Cubby is broadcasting in his boxers from the comfort of his own home. His piss-poor streak of bad luck over the last 2 years continues. He's sick again.
Lucky me. Yeah.
Oh, no.
I'm a 4-timer now with COVID. 4 times.
Wow.
You could do a study on my...
so much for that immunity.
Yeah, I know. It's gone. I don't think I have immunity to it.
So his, out of common courtesy for his coworkers, Josh has set up a little broadcast hut in his home. Randy Shaver is on the telephone. Brad is AI generated.
Brad is not real. So does that mean there's more of us in our underwear than dressed up right now?
I don't know. What are you wearing, Brad Ryder?
No, I'm just kidding. If there were 3 of us.
I have respect for you guys. I'm fully dressed. I wouldn't broadcast my underwear. It doesn't seem right.
Randy, you're awfully quiet.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what, Waffle? You know me.
Randy rarely wears underwear, and if he does, it's something usually, it's pretty unusual. What movie? Stripes. So sorry, Cubby, about your situation. You did the best you could last night.
I'm sorry.
You had, you got some empty soup cans and some string, and you did like a MacGyver job and created a studio in your home in a matter of hours. From what I understand.
Uh-oh.
No, he's very sick. He passed away.
He's conserving his commentary.
You cut out for a second. I got you back now.
We did. We cut out for a second. Big surprise. The Chicago White Sox put an end to everybody's fun last night by winning a baseball game. They beat the effing Oakland Athletics 5-1. What you heard there in our intro was some silly White Sox post-game show, and there's one dude, and then there's Frank Thomas, and they're sitting in a studio. They just got done watching the White Sox win the ball game, and then that nutbag Ozzie Guillen calls into the show, and he spit some nonsense out, and they probably all went out and got absolutely hammered last night. Their ball club finally won a game after 21 straight losses.
And the best part about him calling in is this wasn't a call-in show. He just called the host's cell phone while they were on the air, and they just put him on speakerphone.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. So that
well, calling to celebrate, though. I mean, the White Sox did not want to have that record, to themselves. They, it's been such a terrible season for them in so many different ways, and so to finally get a win, you can't blame them for celebrating last night because it's been a long, long stretch.
Well, they can always start a new streak tonight. There's that.
Yeah, they have enough games on the schedule to try this again.
Right,
they
absolutely.
Do. Yeah.
Plenty of opportunity remain. We got 2 months of baseball or more left before. They've got an opportunity here to.
Yeah, and they come home to play the Cubs for a couple of games, and I think they get the Yankees this week. So, yeah, there's a chance that they could start the streak over again.
I mean, it's over, but it ain't over. We still could see history.
Never over.
It ain't over until there's 20 games left in the season. Then they can't do it anymore.
Right.
Do we know if anyone wheeled champagne or something in the clubhouse for them so they could have a party?
I don't think they did that.
I doubt it.
It was just some Shasta sodas. That's all they deserved.
Yeah.
And some ice cream bars. Here you go.
Shasta sodas and Totino's pizza.
Party pizzas.
Party pizza. And then your Twins, they ran into a tough pitcher last night in Chicago. Cubs starter Shota Imanaga gave up only 2 hits through 7 innings. So the Cubs beat the Twins last night 7-3.
I think the other part of that, though, is on the other side. Pablo Lopez, he's just had this up and down season that you just never know what you're going to get when he steps out there. Last night he gives up the 3-run homer in the first inning to Paredes, and they just were behind the 8 ball from the very beginning, and you can't do that against this Cubs pitcher because he's just so good. So it was a disappointing loss. Cleveland got rained out, so the Twins had a chance to pick up a full game. Instead, they lose a half game back. Royce Lewis homered again last night, so that's I think I read in 105 games as a Twin, he's got 31 home runs, which nobody has ever done in Twins history in their first 105 games. So, I mean, if this guy can stay healthy and they can figure out this pitching down the stretch, they should be fine. They should be at least a wild card team and maybe even more than that, depending on how things shake out. So,
out of all the things that I hope get right, though, I mean, you touched on it. I hope that Pablo Lopez can get right and more consistent over the next few months, because we saw last year how important having a dominant number 1 starter is in your playoff series. I mean, you need it, and he needs to get back to that. Or, I know they had other guys who pitched well, but you really want him in those games performing the way he did last year. The other thing I'll say about the division, the wild card, this really hasn't been talked about a lot, but I looked at this last night. If they happen to overtake Cleveland, if they can come, have a good series this weekend and finish strong and overtake Cleveland, they likely will be able to avoid the wild card round altogether, because that third division winner, which we were last year with the 3rd best record, had to play in the wild card round. But the first two, the best 2 records avoid that first series, and that would be huge if you could do that too and avoid a whole round of baseball.
Before we get to this Guardian series, I think this is huge too. Randy mentioned that they got rained out yesterday. So they got to play 2 today, and then the Guardians have to play 2 here Friday.
Right.
Yeah.
That's not easy to do, to play 4 games in 3 days. We're just going to wear them right out.
Pretty good.
Yeah, wear them out.
And they may also have to call in a pitcher from AAA to fill one of those pitching slots in the double headers, just to make sure that they're not taxing their rotation. I will say the other thing. Maybe Pablo Lopez really isn't their number 1 guy in their starting rotation. I would say right now Bailey Ober's their number 1 guy. And so maybe this number 1 guy thought process will just continue to rotate between Lopez, Ryan, and Ober. And as long as all 3 can be somewhat effective, they should be fine when it comes to the postseason. But right now, Bailey Ober really is their number 1 starter.
Sure. I don't care who it is. Just go out there, and I hope everybody has fun. The Pimp got in there. You know who got out there last night? The Pimp was on the hill for the Twins last night. Randy Dobnak. He wasn't all that good.
No, he got knocked around a little bit.
He wasn't all that good, but he's still the Pimp. So day game today, Joe Ryan versus Javier Assad is the name.
Assad, dude.
What is that? What do you mean?
Assad, dude. But Assad, dude.
I have no idea what's happening.
I haven't heard that
I
since
don't either.
Are you having a seizure?
No, it's just what people say.
I like this video from last night at the Los Angeles Dodgers game. The first rule of being a ball person, a ball boy or a ball girl, is don't make yourself part of the game, right?
Mm-hmm. Right.
So the Dodgers ball boy, by God, he did everything he could to follow that rule. Was this last night, 2 nights ago? Doesn't matter. Is this up on our website?
I did not get that one.
Oh, well, here we go.
I think you might have got it.
I better.
You might have posted that. I know you posted a lot of stuff.
Assad, dude.
Assad, dude.
Assad.
Remember that? Because people
I do remember that.
Said that. And, okay, so this kid is sitting on the right field line. That's his gig for the night. A Shohei Ohtani double comes screaming his way during their game against the Phillies. The kid, again, sitting near the fence. He picks up the folding chair he was sitting on, and he ran away from the baseball like it was a friggin' grenade.
That was one of the craziest things I think I've ever seen. The guy down the right field line, the security guy / ball boy, just started sprinting along the wall. And then he just watched where he was going to bounce and stay right where he was. Is this the Flash? I don't quite understand what he was doing.
There probably is a better way to do it.
I would think so.
Without possibly being part of the play in an embarrassing way.
Oh, you see, the Phillies broadcasters need to shut their holes. There was nothing embarrassing about that. That pissed me off. Maybe this is the liquor talking. But, of course, the Phillies broadcasters have to be pricks about it. The kid got out of the way the best he could. He allowed the play to continue without him interfering. I mean, yes, he did end up sprinting down the warning track, and he did look kind of like that Flash character. Where do they do that gimmick again?
Is that Atlanta?
Yeah, Atlanta.
Mm-hmm. I think it's called the Freeze.
Yeah.
Oh, sure, the Freeze,
Yeah.
whatever he is. But still, I mean, he got away from the play as best he could. It's fun to watch. That kid is quick. Sprinting down the warning track, some people said, like he was taking part in Milwaukee's sausage race. I liked it.
And the ball did kind of chase him, didn't it?
Yeah.
He did his best to get away from that thing.
There you go. Friggin' Philly people. They always got to start trouble, don't they, Randy Shaver?
Absolutely. You know, those folks and those knuckleheads from New England, those are the two fan groups that you just have to stay away from.
From New England? Yeah.
Oh, the Patriot fans are they're bad.
It's a great video. All right, the Summer Olympics. Team USA last night passed China for the lead in gold medals. Oh, they got one in women's wrestling, the Team USA did. Track and field, there was a big underdog winner in the men's 1,500 meter race.
What a great race.
A little dude, again, who looks like, I don't know, you'd stand next to him at a Lilith Fair concert or something. This little kid, Cole Hocker, he came out of nowhere and won that foot race. And Gabby Thomas won the women's 200 meter.
A gold is on the line for Gabby Thomas. Gabby Thomas comes off the turn with force, with power, and Gabby Thomas is running away from the field. It's gold for USA. Gabby Thomas is an Olympic champion.
Yeah.
That 1,500 meter finish was amazing because the guy who was in front until Hocker passed him was the current world champion.
Right.
And Hocker just came he tried to make a run at the top of the stretch, but got cut off. And so had to regather himself. And for whatever reason, the guy from held the world record or was the world champion, moved from the inside lane over to lane 2 to finish and allowed Hocker to sneak up the inside in order to win the race. If the guy had just stayed in the inside lane, Hocker would have had to go completely around those two guys in order to finish. But the guy kind of opened it up and Hocker took it, and, you know, it was just a great finish. It was a fabulous finish.
I don't think anyone saw the little guy coming because he's little.
He is. Yeah, he's only like 5'9", right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's just a little tiny guy, and he really has a great kick. And the guy left an opening, and he took it.
The U.S. Olympians took a silver medal in women's hammer throw.
Oh, I was watching some of that. That's impressive stuff right there.
Is that where they kind of, it's like a ball on a chain?
Yep.
Men's boxing, bronze medal. 2 more bronze medals also in track and field, so that's where they sit. Okay, this is cute. Word is kids are going to the hospital in record numbers because they're running around the neighborhood trying to imitate Olympic athletes, and as God is my witness, they're broken in half.
I used to do that all the time when I was a kid. The gymnastics.
Did you?
Yep, I thought that was so cool.
Specifically around the Olympics?
Yep, I used to stand on top of my bed and use that as like a landing zone.
You'd finish a big glass of strawberry quick or whatever that was, and then you'd start doing double somersaults up onto your bed and down onto the floor.
It was so much fun.
You finish a bag of Rolos.
Oh, dude, I used to love Rolos. That's a good one.
That's some good stuff.
And then just, Mommy, I'm an Olympian. Crash, bang, mirrors broken, everything.
Honestly, that bed was in really bad shape because of things like that. Like, my dad had to put 2x4s under the bed because, well, they're too cheap to buy a new one. And also because it was just destroyed from me doing those kind of things on it.
Your parents' bed probably took a beating now and again, too. I see the way they look at each other.
Yeah, you opened yourself up there.
I know.
Yeah.
I see the way they look at each other even at their accelerated age. It's disgusting.
Hey, they're not dead yet.
Married, not buried, Randy Shaver says.
Exactly, right.
But this is funny. So there's a story going around saying that kids are running out the house trying to be Gabby Miles, help me out.
Simone Biles?
Simone Biles.
Simone Biles.
Trying to do, and doctors are saying, don't imitate your favorite Olympic athlete at home. Even some grown folks. Some over-the-hill donkey, I guess, checked into a hospital a day or two ago because he was inspired to try skateboarding.
Oh, no, don't do that.
And he broke his arm off. So it's not just the kids.
I look back at some of the things we did when we were kids, I'm amazed that I'm alive.
What did you do?
Well, riding in the back of pickup trucks and, just stuff like that.
Throwing beer bottles at cows.
The way you ride the three-wheeler around, and they don't even make them anymore.
When you're young, you just bounce.
Yeah, right.
The sled pulled behind the snowmobile.
Yeah. Oh, that's always a fun one.
And the tree.
Beating up on fools. So, Randy Shaver, don't be using like a case of returnable beer bottles as a pommel horse around the house or anything like that, okay?
Yeah, you got it. I'm not going to jeopardize my pudding time by getting hurt doing something.
You're fragile enough as it is, we've found.
You're right. Totally right. Yeah.
Josh, the clothesline out in your yard is not the uneven bars.
No, it is not.
They're talking about copycat injuries. So, and they close out with kind of a dark note here. They mentioned backflips. I'm going to go out in the yard, see if I can do a backflip.
Good way to break your neck.
Oh,
dude.
Brock Lesnar.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, boy.
What about Brock? Oh, no.
Yeah.
Oh, now I'm thinking about it, too.
Yeah.
Brock Lesnar did a moonsault off the top rope. How heavy is Brock Lesnar, or how heavy was he in 2004? Was he 285 pounds or something like that?
Probably, yeah.
Every lick of that came down on his head and neck.
Yeah, he didn't quite salt all the way.
No, he summered, but he didn't salt. Oh, yeah. That was a horrible moment. He's lucky he didn't die right on the spot. But they're saying backflips could result in catastrophic or even fatal injuries. So don't be trying the gymnastics tricks at home.
Yeah, not a backflip. I don't think I could get that done, no matter how hard I tried.
Yeah, I saw someone's mom wipe out in the kitchen trying something like that once. Didn't go too well. Knocked over a blender and everything, which was good comedy, but it was a mess.
Was she full of wine or something? What was she doing?
No, she just was trying to crack us up. What were you doing with a mom
in the kitchen?
Yeah, whose mom were you alone in a kitchen?
Well, that's none of your business.
Explain yourself.
And she ping-ponged herself off of a blender and all hell broke loose, huh?
Yep.
Offended millennial Jesus says, "Hey, Randy, I'm 5'8", so I'm a little guy. Is that what I am to you? I'm just a little guy."
Well, you're the one that said little guy.
Yeah, I did. How far do you want to take this? That's about as far as it goes.
You can be any size you want as long as you can run fast. Nobody cares how big you are.
Yeah, that guy, what was his name again? Hocker?
Cole Hocker, yeah.
That's a long ways to be involved in a foot race.
And by the way, the U.S. men took third in that race. It's the first time that 2 U.S. men have finished in the medals in the 1,500 meter, I believe, since 1912.
1900.
That's pretty amazing.
And 12. I think that's the year that Titanic went down. How fat of a joint do you roll after you're done with the 1,500 meter, and you're done with the, right? Don't you think they're just smoking fat blunts?
Oh, yeah. A lot of beer and a lot of blunts.
Especially by the looks of that Hawker guy. He looks like he knows his way around some marijuana.
Is it the ponytail?
I think it's the ponytail.
All right, we hear the same noise about the Olympic Village every 4 years. Everyone F's everyone's brains out. We covered that. The beds suck. We covered that. The food sucks. We covered that. But this here is a hell of an accusation. An Olympic swimmer said that the food there is infested by worms.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, come on.
Seriously?
No, it's not.
Worms in the food.
That's not true.
That's according to a British swimmer by the name of Adam Peaty. He says
that's what happens if you drop your burger on the ground.
He says, Brad Ryder, that athletes are finding worms in their fish when they order the fish. Now, the Olympic organizers are saying that this guy's an idiot and he's making it all. They say he's making it all.
No way.
No, we'd have heard about that way before now if that would have happened.
Yeah, definitely.
No way.
You just eat the worms, dude. If they're
Protein.
a worm, you
Just
eat
it.
It's protein. Be happy you have worms to eat.
It's called an appetizer in Iowa, right?
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know. Is this guy, did he lose? Is he mad? Is there something wrong with this guy? Because I seriously doubt this is true, that you're bringing a fish sandwich over to your table and there's worms in them. What's that line from Airplane again?
I mean, with everybody having a cell phone.
No, that's not it. That's not it.
If there's any sort of problem, somebody would have put it up on social media. So there's no way.
What was served tonight on the airplane? We had a choice, a steak or fish. Ah, that's right. I had the lasagna. NBC is paying effing Snoop Dogg $500,000 a day plus expenses. $500,000 a day plus expenses to wander around Paris jumping on television once in a while. Speaking of fat blunts.
Wow, what a life.
It's called
By the end of the
snooping
games,
around
they'll
Paris.
say he would have made $15 million.
Wow.
Was that a teen or a T? You said teen or T, Josh?
$15 million.
$15 million.
And he doesn't even have to pay for food or
That's
the
crazy.
hotel or anything.
He can
like
get
that.
all the worm sandwiches he wants.
The Olympians don't get paid jack squat.
Right.
And he's over here making $15 million for not even doing anything incredible.
Keep in mind, NBC makes that amount of money probably in an hour broadcast. or 2-hour broadcast.
Yeah, of course. They're
Just
making
from their ads.
mountains of gold. NBC is making mountains of gold. But there wasn't one guy in the front office that said, we don't have to hand the guy $500,000 a day.
It's called negotiation. You start a little lower than that.
My God. Doesn't that just make you want to spring out of bed every morning and go to your job?
Oh, yeah.
Unless he leveraged them for that much, then you got to tip your cap to him. But I doubt it.
Right.
I mean, maybe he probably would have done it for half that.
Did. I'll bet he did.
He did it probably a little bit.
You work your ass off all day for peanuts. Snoop Dogg says the word gymnizzy instead of gymnastics, and NBC hands him $500,000 a day. What a life.
They started negotiating $2 million. We did this wrong. Dang it.
See the NBC executives high-fiving. We got him for $500,000 a day.
Meanwhile, he probably would have done it for free.
Randy never made a decent living. In 40 years on television, he could barely get by. Working for the same company.
Oh, man. Right.
Snoop Dogg and Martha Stewart go to a horse race, and they hand him $500,000 a day.
For basically one segment a night, right?
Yeah.
Basically on prime time, one time a night.
And don't forget, Ashley, you were mentioning, yes, we learned a few days ago, at least it was new information for me. Maybe some of you have known it for years. I learned a few days ago that the Olympic athletes don't get much. You win a gold medal, they give you $30,000 or something like that. Although $30,000 sounds pretty good to me. Yeah. Don't forget that, you got Dinkus and other Dinkus. Who were the two ex-football players again?
Mannings.
No, good guess, though. Not the Mannings. The guy who likes McDonald's so much and plays...
Oh, Chad Ochocinco.
Chad Johnson and Shannon Sharp.
There you go.
Oh, yeah.
They did promise any track... They focused on track and field. Any American track and field competitor who won a gold medal, they would give that individual $25,000. So if that makes anyone feel any better. And then it sounds like they're coming through on their promises. And speaking of what a life, Shannon Sharp and Chad Johnson could just hand out 25. I don't know. Why do I get up in the morning? Is it because of you, Josh?
I hope so. That's why I get up, because of you.
It's kind of disheartening.
Doesn't sound like a good enough reason, does it, Nick?
Me?
Yeah, to get up in the morning.
It's the ultimate best reason. What's this now? Yesterday, Kevin Durant made Team USA basketball history. The U.S. team beat Brazil. He passed Lisa Leslie as the player to score the most points at the Olympics for both the men's and women's teams. So that's kind of I guess I could have edited that. A better way to say it is he's the all-time leading scorer in Olympic basketball history. And you folks are obviously impressed.
Didn't he only need like 5 points or something like that last night?
I don't know. I didn't see the game.
Yeah, I think he was closing in like that.
He said he will hold the record until another great comes along and passes him up. He was very humble.
That'll be Anthony Edwards.
You think so?
Yep.
That would be great. Of course, it's different now. You can play on the Olympic basketball team from the time you're 20 until you're 40 if you want, and you're good enough.
Yeah, LeBron. He's
sure.
proving you can play well into your 30s. Yeah.
I mean, back in the day, Randy Shaver in the early 60s, let's say.
It was all amateurs.
Right, but one of those teams, I believe it was the 1960 men's Olympic basketball team here for Team USA. It was Jarrah West, and it was, who am I missing? Oscar Robertson and guys like that. If Jarrah West and Oscar Robertson would have played Olympics after Olympics after Olympics, imagine the points guys like that.
Mm-hmm.
So
you're right, but it was college players, amateurs back then, and they only had really eligibility for one time through. So,
So there you go. Wow, if Anthony Edwards ends up being that guy, that would be Terrific.
Well, I figure he's got at least 2 more Olympics in him after this one. I don't know how many points he's scored so far. I know he's been coming off the bench for Team USA, but you figure he's got at least 2 more Olympics in him. So
this is great.
Maybe there's a chance that he could pass Durant. I don't know.
I just got a hilarious text. Bring your ass over. I just got a great text message from it's not 12 inches, but smells like a foot Jesus. He says, Nick, you get up in the morning for the listeners. That's ridiculous. Are you kidding me?
You have fooled them, boy.
Oh, come on.
You are not getting up for them.
You know me better than that. All right. What I have here in front of me is more or less just another reason to pick on Karen Rodgers. So, hell yeah, I'm all in. It's the Why Your Team Sucks 20+24 New York Jets edition. It's that time of year again. Defector.com and their brilliant writer, Drew McGarry. So if you don't know this bit, we like to touch on it year after year as we're heading towards another miserably long, overrated NFL season. If you don't know, it is a team preview for the upcoming season, but more importantly, it's a way of dumping every cheap shot, smart-ass comment possible on a specific NFL team. And in this case, it's the New York Jets. I'm going to do my best to abbreviate because some of these go on forever, but I've always really liked this. We'll see if you do too. The New York Jets record last year, 7-10. It says here, 7-10. But when you trade for a brand name quarterback, sign every turtle in that quarterback's entourage to make him happy, and then watch that quarterback's foot go sproing 4 snaps into the campaign, everything that happens after that becomes moot. I didn't watch any of their season after that, and neither did you. Nothing the New York Jets do ends up mattering. They picked on the MILF man, too. Zach Wilson.
That's too bad.
They say all Zach Wilson does is F your mom and get tackled by air. They talk about Karen, of course. He's the exact same attention-starved dipsh he's always been. Drew McGarry says, I could make every Aaron Rodgers joke here that I've been making since 20+20, but that's not even fun anymore. I am so sick of this man. I'm sick of every photo of him arriving at training camp looking like an indie label head of state. I'm sick. I don't know what I'm talking about here, but I'm going to do my best. I'm sick of him going on Best Damn Pat McAfee show to formally announce that he'll be going to Orange Theory later that day. Does anyone know what that even...
It's a gym chain.
It's like a bougie gym, too.
It's a gym chain?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm sick of him, Karen Rodgers. He makes more fake boasts than a 14-year-old virgin. I don't care. I just want this man to take a spirit walk off of a cliff face.
Oh, that's good.
Oh, but alas, a second Achilles tear will have to suffice.
Oh.
That would be fun.
Oh, my gosh.
Rodgers will get hurt in October, and the head coach will excuse him to go on a multi-week hunt for the Chinese lab worker who invented COVID. Oh, God. Now, they also dumped the Vikings edition.
Yes.
Out there for you. Why Your Team Sucks, 20+24, the Minnesota Vikings edition. there's not really enough to go after. I guess I should say there's not as much to go after as, say, a team like the New York Jets. But I'll give you the highlights from all the cheap shots and insults that Drew Magary wanted to throw at the Minnesota Vikings. Kevin O'Connor's defensive coordinator, Wes Phillips, was arrested for DUI this
offensive coordinator.
What did I say?
Yeah, he said defensive coordinator.
Well, you know what, Randy Shaver? That would have had no effect on the joke at all. Zero effect on the joke. So, Josh, will you talk to your friend?
He's a newsman. He's trying to be accurate.
Hey, I just want you to be accurate. That's all. Brian Flores is the defensive coordinator. He doesn't want to be dragged into this.
Here's my imitation of Randy Shaver at a bar. One guy says, guy walks into a doctor's office, and Randy says, it was actually a physical therapy office. It was
And he was sprinting.
Kevin O'Connor's offensive coordinator, Wes Phillips, was arrested for DUI this offseason, and he says DUI will be a recurring theme here. The quarterback, J.J. McCarthy. McCarthy is already being lauded around Egan for being diligent and well-liked by his teammates. You know who else was just like that? That mother effer I had to watch play quarterback for the Vikings for the past 6 years. That's a shot at Captain Deathrock's Kirk Cousins, if you're not following. The backup quarterbacks, Mullins and Hall. They're still on the roster. Mullins and Hall are still on the roster, presumably to be used as food. Wide receiver Jordan Addison is so good that the organization blew off the fact that he got loaded and fell asleep in a Rolls Royce while still on the freeway. Hell, he even goes after the new kicker. Did you know the Vikings had a new kicker?
I didn't even know they had a new kicker.
His name is Will Reichard. So just go along with this one,
Randy. Is this a rookie?
Yeah.
Is this a rookie?
You see, it doesn't matter, Randy.
Okay.
It doesn't matter. New kicker Will Reichard comes to Minnesota with a cannon leg and a sterling resume. But I promise that we Minnesotans can beat all that confidence out of him without much trouble. Vikings fans, he goes after. We're sad sack dicks to each other when the Vikings lose. And after a win, we're even worse. If I could trade our fan base for the Eagles fan base, I'd do it in a second.
No, never.
That's not a joke. Show me the magic button, he says, and I'll push it. And he closes out with this. Bud Grant never won dick. Always fun. Always friggin' fun. You guys know this Pitbull character?
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, sure.
What are you laughing at, Brad and Randy?
He's a little bit of a character.
You know this guy, Pitbull?
Yeah. Your type of guy, Nick. He's always surrounded with beautiful babes.
Is that right?
Oh, yeah. Dolly.
Here's what I know.
Dollies, yep.
Dollies? Is that what
what he calls them?
Yep.
Oh, really?
Weird. I didn't know that.
Boy, that brings me back. My buddy, one of my best buddies growing up, Big Phil, his dad passed terribly recently. Terrible. I loved that man very, very much. Big Phil's dad always referred to women as dollies. He would say that to me and Phil as we'd left the house, as we'd be leaving the house as sixth graders. You guys going to go pick up some dollies? Pitbull, here's what I know about him. My buddy Vinny, I think I told you guys about this. When he grows a thin little mustache or a thin little goatee, Vinny looks quite a bit like Pitbull, and he went to Pitbull's most recent concert here in town, and Pitbull fans wanted to take pictures with Vinny.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Josh, next time you see Vinny, tell him to open up his cell phone and show you these pictures of him. He put on some, slick suit, and everyone's like, oh, it's, sort of overweight Pitbull, right? And they took
he puts on the sunglasses, maybe.
Yeah. Although, this is, you guys won't understand this at all. But I think Vinny looks more like Cedric the Entertainer, but we won't get into that. Pitbull, the singer guy, he has gone ahead and he's bought the rights to name a ballpark after himself.
What this means is real simple. Coming from Miami, you got that chip on your shoulder where you're just the underdog of all underdogs. And you're constantly trying to figure out ways on how to do things that nobody's thought of. So to be able to pull something like this off, I want to say thank you to FIU to be able to have a Pitbull Stadium. Definitely an honor, a blessing, and a dream to be here representing FIU and having the stadium named after me.
By the way, Eastbound at Sundown, Jesus texted in with the real reason why I get up in the morning. It's the real reason why you get up in the morning too, Josh. So our sales staff can have those summer cabins.
Oh, yeah. Luxury vehicles, summer cabins, they get it all.
Sales staff, are you listening? You're welcome. Pitbull, so Florida International University, they have, of course, a stadium where they play football, currently known as FIU Stadium. I guess from now on it will be Pitbull Stadium. And it will be that way for the next 10 years. He paid enough money to where the next 10 years the joint will be called Pitbull Stadium.
Wow.
I didn't know he was still popular enough.
Oh, yeah.
Mr. Worldwide? Come on.
Yeah, I mean,
massive now.
he was cool for me in maybe 8th grade, 9th grade, and then I completely forgot that he existed.
Oh, he's coming back.
Is he?
Still
I
make
thought
music?
maybe.
Yep.
Oh,
yeah.
I guess
Well, did they give the
he was just
financial?
huge overseas or something.
Did they give the financial details on this? Like how much is he paying?
You know what, Brad Ryder? They probably had it in here Summers, but I deleted it.
I was just curious. That's
hundreds
usually
and
naming
hundreds.
rights. Usually naming rights are a pretty penny.
Yeah. Oh, I bet. Dude, I'd love for the U of M football stadium to become Huey Lewis and the News Stadium.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
That would be cool.
And that's all they could play. That's it.
Yep. I'd go to every game.
So it looks like Pitbull paid $1.2 million every single year. He'll be paying that.
That's not as much as I would have thought.
Yeah.
I would have thought it'd been way more.
He can afford it.
It is FIU,
First of
though.
all-
It's not like
First of all, yeah, it is FIU, so it's not Florida or Florida State. So
He's from Florida. Old Pitbull is. He loves going to the ball games. Good for him. What else is going on? Every year, ballparks are always trying to come up with the next silly, oversized food item that the internet can talk about. They really don't care how many of these things they sell. They just want to maybe get a few more asses in the seats with some ridiculous food item that no one's ever going to eat. I saw pictures yesterday of the Arizona Cardinals' new gimmick, the cotton candy burrito.
This
God.
I would eat this.
No, you wouldn't.
I love cotton candy and I love burritos. Why not? I like doing weird mixtures like that. I saw the other day, I can't remember what ballpark, but they do a hot dog with mac and cheese and Fruit Loops on it.
No.
Yeah, my mouth started salivating just thinking about it. Sounds great.
They're calling this they're calling the cotton candy burrito the atomic bomb, the equivalent of the atomic bomb, or I don't know, whatever. So here's what's going on. It's a tortilla made of cotton candy, filled with cotton candy flavored ice cream, sprinkles, marshmallows, gummy bears, M&Ms, Fruity Pebbles, and Fruit Loops, and it's the size of your mother's ass.
It's gigantic.
It's massive.
When they cut it open, cut it in half, and you see all the different candies and ice creams inside. Oh boy!
Now that's cute and everything, but I want to know who has the balls to pour a six-pack of beer on top of that.
Oh, that's a good point.
Next day.
I know one guy.
That.
I know one guy who can do it. It's truly fascinating. One of my bros, guy Josh knows. You guys, I think, have met him. House. He has got the most insane appetite. One night at Target Field, watching the Twins, I bet he had 11 tall beers. He's one of the greatest beer drinkers I've ever seen. I bet he had 11 16-ounce cans. We're beyond the seventh inning now, so the beer vendors are no longer walking up and down the steps. I know they don't do that at all anymore. This is back when the beer vendors used to walk. Towards the end of the game, the only guy walking on the steps is a cotton candy guy, and House says, yeah, I'll take a couple of those. And so now he wipes out 2 stalks of cotton candy with all that friggin' beer in his gut.
Oh, man.
I'd go to the emergency room.
Yeah, I don't think you should add beer to that cotton candy burrito. No. That thing's ridiculous. No. You'd be better off with a tall glass of insulin. That'd be a better choice.
And a doctor's appointment.
Oh, man.
Just gut rot.
Just feel like working in your gut, couldn't you?
That's an atomic bomb for sure.
Brad Ryder, I can feel that spin in my gut.
Yeah.
Just talking
exactly.
It just comes with a discount coupon to a dentist or something like that.
Got to have a plumber on standby.
Yeah. Well, I don't know, Randy Shaver. I don't think there's going to be much.
Clogging? It'd be more liquid?
Yes.
Yeah.
Maybe get a lifeguard maybe before you get a plumber.
Exactly.
You may need a lifeguard. You may need a snorkel. And
you look at the ingredients. You look at the ingredients of what you take before a proctology exam, and it says cotton candy and alcohol.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
What do you call those things they put on their feet? The flippers. You may need some flippers. How about another easy target to pick on before we go? This is too good to be true. How oblivious some people can be. Career
you talking about Brad?
Career moron Draymond Green took some time out of his busy schedule to, I guess, coach some high school basketball players. Some kind of a thing where he's hanging out with high school age ball players.
Probably a summer kind of AAU thing, I would think.
Right. And he told the kids, this is on video somewhere, I believe. He told the kids, stop crying about fouls.
Y'all cried about every call that was called. I get a lot of texts, so I'm actually f***ed up on that part, but it's also cost me $2.5 million. And also, what have y'all done to get called? I was this close from, by the way, not giving y'all one, and there's nothing any of y'all can say. So why are we crying about call? I just want to know which one of y'all done something. Quite frankly, I don't think any of y'all have done anything. That's just me.
No one is listening to a word that you say.
He should not be teaching kids anything.
You shouldn't be allowed around kids.
You have no... What's the word I'm looking for?
Credibility.
Credibility. Thank you, Brad Ryder.
Yeah.
Why are you crying about fouls? Are you friggin' kidding me? It sounds like it dawned on him how hypocritical he was being because he... Come on.
Man.
What a pain in the ass. Oh, and, this NBA on TNT drama, it's lost me at this point. I haven't been following.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, because they still have one more year of the show, right?
Right.
They do.
So why the hell are we worried about...
I mean, they're trying to figure out where everybody's going to end up. So I think Barkley, didn't he decide he's staying with TNT after the year is up?
Yep. He's not retiring. He's staying with TNT. Okay.
Yeah.
That's good enough for me. It's kind of like what I said about the NFL a few days ago. You know, you don't need to bother me all summer about what quarterback's getting more reps. Just tell me who the starter is 10 minutes before game. The same thing, you know. Here's what might happen with TNT. I don't care. I mean, I like the show, but just at the end of next basketball season, we'll friggin' find out. Oh, man. All right, there you go. You boys have done well.
Or at least good enough.
Good enough. We got to get going again. We'll talk to you, Brad Ryder and Randy Shaver. Even possibly tomorrow. We'll take a break and come back here in a few minutes on the Half-Assed Morning Show.
Did you know that Standard Heating opened its doors over 90 years ago? That's right. Tony Ferreira opened the doors in 1930. Now ran by his granddaughter, Claire Ferreira. Call Standard Heating and Air Conditioning today and experience the customer service and care that holds true today.
It is savings on a stick season with Standard Heating and Air Conditioning's State Fair specials. Deals on deals on deals that can save you thousands. Visit standardheating.com for all their State Fair deals. Standard Heating, providing the comfort you deserve since 1930.
Named one of the best personal finance podcasts, The Stacking Benjamin Show with Joe and his friends makes financial literacy fun.
We see money inefficiency OG around us all the time. We've got a few skeletons sitting out in the open, and maybe we need to broom them into the closet, if you know what I mean.
Nope, take that out.
What is...
Whatever you were going for didn't land right. Who's got a shovel and some lime?
Maybe you need to do that with your financial picture. I don't know.
Find out more by searching the Stacking Benjamins podcast, wherever you listen.
The 93X Half-Assed Morning Show.
Go ahead. Make my day.
On 93X.
All right, welcome back to the friggin' program, the 93X Half-Assed Morning Show. We're sitting here smack dab at 8:30. We got Cubby broadcasting from home today because the poor bastard is sick again. Anyone else awake at the house yet, Josh?
Yeah, actually, my wife, she already left for work. My son and the dogs, they're still sleeping. Do you guys know the sun's out at this time of morning? It's the first time I've ever broadcast with a window.
Oh, wow. Is it really?
Crazy?
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah,
Although I did see a spider, so you guys got to get me out of here.
Okay.
I wasn't prepared for that.
get your
There's a
dog.
little one, but enough that I can't broadcast from this room anymore.
The wife left. There's no one there to help you with the spider.
Nope.
How do you like the home gimmick?
It feels kind of weird, to be honest with you. I mean, once we get, if we had better equipment, maybe that'd be a little better, but it just feels odd.
Ducking into your own bathroom, that's got to be nice.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. The proximity to the bathroom is great. That's for sure.
Have you gotten a snack at all or anything?
I have. Yeah, I did.
Nice. Good for you.
Have you and the wife fridge-scaped?
No, we haven't fridge-scaped.
Have you guys heard of fridge-scaping?
No.
I just read about this the other day. I mean, I'm kind of particular about going through and getting rid of stuff I don't think we'll ever use. My wife will roll the dice. I mean, if it's 2-3 years past its expiration date, she doesn't care.
That's
I'm kind of the
insane.
opposite.
Fridge-scaping is a new thing on the godless, soulless social media. Specifically, I think this came smooth out of TikTok. Fridge-scaping. So, if you don't know, ask the 8th graders. They'll tell you. It's like landscaping, but inside your refrigerator. Making your fridge look as aesthetically pleasing as possible.
Yeah, I do that. I just did it like 4 days ago.
Do you guys face your products? Like I do, and I'm guessing it's because I worked at a grocery store.
Yeah, I do. I'm super anal about that.
Are you? So that was the thing. Like we would have to do, right? You'd have a few times a day. You'd have to run around and face everything. So meaning have the face front, right?
You
so
open
see
up
the
your
label up front.
refrigerator. At home, you open up the refrigerator, and if the salad dressing label is facing in, you spin the sumbitch out.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, everything's gonna be front facing.
I have. My refrigerator is an unorganized, disgusting mess. Ashley, what do you say? You do fridge-scape? What do you do?
Yeah. A couple days ago, I just realized that it was kind of getting, I don't know, cluttery and not aesthetically pleasing in there. And so I took everything out and cleaned the fridge out and made sure like everything is, I guess, perfect. I could send you a picture of it when I get home. It looks beautiful.
Your
And
refrigerator looks beautiful on the inside, but do you understand? Do you know what fridge-scaping means?
Yeah, it's just like it's kind of decorative in a way.
Well, yeah. So wait a minute. Did I miss something? So you put decorations in there?
Oh, I guess I was thinking more about like fancy little containers to put your different stuff in instead of just like throwing a carton of eggs in the fridge. Like that looks stupid.
You put the eggs in a little fancy schmancy egg holder.
Yeah, that stuff is cool.
Okay. Okay, so fine. Apparently, what folks are doing, they're taking that's. I guess that can also be considered fridge-scaping. I'll go along with it, but now people are literally decorating the inside of their fridge with things like flowers and wicker baskets and tiny picture frames with framed art in it.
Oh, come on.
All right,
looks so stupid.
That's a little far. Okay, I was not picturing that. Wow, that's something else.
Have like a nice little candle in there.
Yeah,
you got no room for food anymore.
Yeah.
The framed picture.
Because all the knickknacks.
Yeah.
I want to see a picture of a dead relative in somebody's refrigerator. That would be.
Well, my grandma taught me how to cook, so I got a picture of her in here.
Yeah, you just put your ugliest relative's photo in there as a diet plan. Don't want to end up like that.
It's one of your uncles who just had a neck like a plow horse. You know what I mean? Just a big cat. You don't want to end up looking like Uncle Ernie. Get your hands off the
Now then, Jesus wants to know if I rotate my, quote, inventory so the oldest stuff is up front. Yep, I absolutely do.
Oh, yeah, you got to do that.
Yeah, well, me and the friggin' wife, we don't do anything to the refrigerator other than just push and pull things in and out of there. It's pretty gross. So it sounds like I guess maybe this is one. The refrigerator is the spot where my OCD does not take me over.
That's what I was just about to ask, because I know how neat and clean you like to be, so I was kind of surprised that your refrigerator sounds like can get a little messy.
Yeah, I guess that's the one spot in the house where I'll open it and shut it 3-4 times a day, and I do not care what the appearance is like. Where any other room spot in the house, if I walk into a bedroom and something's out of place, I'll put it. Yeah, I don't know why that is, but I guess.
Maybe. What about cupboards and drawers? Do you worry about that?
Not so much either.
Something you can't see.
Yeah, out of sight, out of mind.
There's got to be some element there. Out of sight, out of mind. I don't think it comes into play for everything in the house, but I guess we found out maybe the kitchen in particular, I don't get too nervous about. Sure.
How often do you guys clean out your fridge? Like wipe it down, pull all the drawers out,
Never.
Clean those? Really?
Never.
Probably at least once a month, but it depends if I see something in there that's expired. Then I'll just go crazy.
Oh, I thought I was nuts doing 6 months.
Never, ever.
Wow.
If I accidentally squirted some jelly across the, it's still there.
Oh, no. Dude.
Oh, yeah?
It gets on everything else.
Yeah, I clean mine out once a month.
Wipe down everything. Pull everything out, wipe down everything.
Yep.
That's right, baby.
Mm-hmm. Wash, put the drawers in the sink. And by saying, when I do this, I mean my fiance does this. She's very good about cleaning the fridge. I don't want to be taking credit here.
All right. There you friggin' go. Fridge-scaping. It's getting ready to take over.
I'll make a nice little cacti for my fridge now.
I'm trying to think, you go to a friend's house, and they're like, hey, you want a beverage? And you take them up on that offer. They open it up, and you see pictures of their family members and plants and stuff like that in there. If you'd think they were crazy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that would be a little odd.
Yeah, the water's just right next to the flowers. Huh?
Yeah, over there by the globe. We put a globe in there.
Yeah.
All right, who's next up for a trip to the dentist?
I definitely do. I haven't been since I was 18.
I was supposed to go yesterday.
Oh, man.
You were supposed to go yesterday, but you're not feeling well, so you said, F it.
I won't give the whole office COVID.
Robot dentists are about to become a thing. Who's willing to let a robot wield sharp instruments in and out of your dome giver?
No, I'm good.
I guess I'd be fine with that because then they're not going to try to talk to you.
Well, and also if they can get me in sooner, too. I think the last time I called the dentist, they're like, yeah, we can get you in about 2026 at this point.
Oh, it is kind of crazy.
It is. So if it could get me in quicker, I'd be willing to roll the dice.
No, a malfunction on the robot? Ooh.
Come on.
That'd be bad.
No. Nobody in their right mind is going to let a robot get into their word hole. I don't care if you get in quicker. I don't care. Come on. You know what I mean? That's insane. It'd be terrifying. It's terrifying enough when a supposedly sober grown person is throwing some of those instruments in. Robot, no way.
Yeah,
but it's apparently a company is working on a fully automated robot dentist. It's a robotic arm controlled by AI. The other day, some thrill-seeking sumbitch sat down and the robot dentist shaved down his tooth for a crown.
Wow.
This guy, he had to have been drunk or stoned or he just has no will to live to be the first guy to say, go ahead, RoboCop or whatever, Robo-dentist, go ahead.
And it wasn't even just a teeth cleaning, kind of easy work for the dentist office. No,
right.
We're just going to shave down your tooth and put a crown on there.
I think I'd do Robo-dentist before I did one of those self-driving cars that are always crashing these days.
You would?
Oh, no.
Boy, I don't know.
That would cause a lot more bodily harm than, if this thing, gets T-boned by a semi because it misses a red light, then...
They'll cut your jaw off or something like that.
I don't know. It's 6 of one, half dozen of the other. I mean, they're both of those theories, robot dentists, self-driving cars, I am not going to get in line for either one of them.
At least like a self-driving car, you can grab the wheel and, kind of take over.
Yeah.
I don't think a robot dentist, you could do that.
You're not going to out-muscle that friggin' thing.
Oh my
No,
God.
you are not.
That would be terrifying. You're telling him no, and he's just like, come on.
Once that robot dentist starts flicking healthy teeth out of your mouth like it's flipping a coin, I don't think you're going to out-muscle the prick.
Yeah. And when drill goes in your eye instead of your mouth.
You try to slide out of the way, and it plucks one of your eyeballs out for you.
You just move like a little bit of your mouth, and it just cuts your tongue off or something.
Don't give me this. Yeah, I'll do it because of this and that. Hell no.
Have you changed your mind yet, Dana?
Yeah, now I think about it a little bit more. I guess I could maybe find a dentist that hasn't opened or get on a cancellation list.
The robot will first, it works by 3D mapping the inside of your arrogant cake hole. And then it clamps onto your jaw, and that's when you know you've got minutes to live.
Buckle up, baby.
Minutes.
Adios.
Oh, no.
And the drill moves around. Yeah. You'd be pouring sweat. But this company, I don't know, who are they? A company called Perceptive. They're the ones who are trying this out. They claim that the robot dentist offers enhanced precision and efficiency compared to human. Oh, God.
Oh, no.
Get in there. Put 2 of them in there. It improves, they say it improves the patient experience. Well, they'll say anything right now because they're trying to sell it to anybody. It's quicker. Boy, when I first went back to the dentist, like I've told you guys before, it had been nearly 20 years. When I first went back, they had a lot of work to do. They beat my friggin' yap relentlessly for probably around 3 hours. Okay, in this case, if the robot dentist comes to town, they say it'll be quicker.
Was it really that long? 3 hours?
Oh, damn, Cubby. It was an hour and a half, and then they gave me about 10 minutes off, and then they went right back in.
Oh, my gosh.
Hard hats and friggin'
minor
rubber gloves. And
That makes me not want to go to the dentist at all because I haven't been in a while.
I'd imagine it'd be the same if you got a pedicure. I could picture that being kind of a tough one, too.
Like a Dumb and Dumber?
Just like Dumb and Dumber.
Dude,
they bring down the face shield.
I can only imagine if I put these friggin' feet in front of a pedicurist. I can only imagine. First, they would probably reel. They would backpedal out of fear. But if I said, let her buck until the job is done, I wonder what would be longer. My first trip to the dentist in 20 years or my first ever trip to see a pedicure.
I'm picturing,
however you call them.
I'm picturing you go to get a pedicure and you walk in, you say, hey, just, I've never had one of these before. My feet are in pretty rough shape. And they're like, oh, come on. I've been doing this for 30 years. I've seen it all. Oh, my God.
They have seen some bad stuff.
One of them just throws themselves out the window. We're 4 stories up.
The other patients are peeling their toes. They're throwing up violently.
And when I had that 3-hour marathon, Cubby, when I took my 10-minute break, they gave me the Purple Heart.
Oh, that is a marathon.
They really did. The dentist said, I got to tell you, the dentist said, you haven't made a peep. You haven't twitched. You haven't said a word. And I said, well, I don't know any better, I guess. Because I didn't know any better. I didn't have the first idea what was going to happen to me.
Yeah, do you think Robo dentist bitches at you about flossing too?
No.
You need to floss more.
No, and he doesn't got any cute jokes or anything. Robo dentist just tears at you until you die. Until you bleed out. He nicks your jugular and
oh my gosh.
Like, can you guys handle mouth pain? I feel like that's one of the worst pains.
Yeah, that doesn't bother me. You probably have like a slight PTSD though, Wapple, from you having your jaw broken and then wired.
I feel like I'm pretty strong orally, Wapple.
See, I think I am too, but
pretty strong.
Oh, man.
I've never had any complaints.
Oh. Right, back to this quickness, the quickness of the Robo dentist. So, getting a crown normally requires 2 visits to your dentist's office, 1 hour each. When Robo dentist gets cooking, he's done. Okay, now I'm really scared. He's done in 15 minutes.
What?
How's that even possible? How fast is it going? What?
That's spooky.
Yeah.
Normally 2 hours. He's done in 15.
How? Because he doesn't care about your emotions
Doesn't
that
care.
are going around with
Doesn't
it.
care.
Yeah. You're bawling your eyes out. It's like, 15 minutes.
What's that line from Terminator? He does not think, he doesn't feel, and he will not stop until she is dead. In reference to Sarah Connor.
There's robot surgeries. I don't know how often those are performed, but you see for really delicate incisions and things like that.
Yeah, you're right about that. Maybe one or two of us would make it. If all 5 of us went to see Robo Dentist, maybe one or two of us would make it out alive. This is a plan that they say is still 5 years away from approval. They got to work out the kinks. I gotta meet this guy who was the first swinging D to sit down and say, "Let it go, cut her loose, boys. Cut the Robo Dentist loose on my mouth." I gotta meet this guy.
I hope he got compensated in some way.
I would think so.
Mm-hmm. You know, one of those clinical study things that you do, where they're like, "Here, take these pills and lay in this bed for a couple of hours, see what happens."
Tell me again what it means to be.
That's how you go on a first date, Dana.
A listener named Nate says, "Does Robo Dentist have a big set of boobs to rest on the back of your head while they?" No, Robo Dentist doesn't have cans. He's as cold as ice.
That's something that might be missed. You're right.
Feeling those
I hate that.
boobs on the back of your. Tell me again what it means to be Mark Zuckerberg.
Created Facebook.
Yeah,
created Facebook. Okay. Robo. One of the investors in Robo Dentist is Dr. Edward Zuckerberg, who is Mark Zuckerberg's dad.
Well.
That didn't seem to swing you in one way or the other.
No, I mean, because it's more like he just like got a bunch of money and decided it was versus like somebody that's like really smart. And
well, he's just an investor. He's not going to be steering the Robo Dentist around.
Well, maybe he is really smart.
Yeah, he actually is, it looks like. He went to NYU for College of Dentistry. So.
Wapple's saying you got to know something.
Yeah.
To go to NYU to be a... So there you go. Enjoy your nightmares this evening after our conversation about Robo Dentist. That son of a bitch is coming to town. We got to take a break. We'll be right back.
What's up, podcasters? Right now on the Luther Bloomington Kia text line, text SKY, S-K-Y, SKY to 651-989-9393 for a chance to win tickets to Crown the Empire this Friday, August 9th at Varsity Theater. These tickets are furnished by Live Nation. This keyword is good today, August 7th until midnight.
Half-assed morning show 93X.
God help us, our listening audience is friggin' hilarious, except for one guy. I hope he never listens again. One guy. There's one guy from this morning.
You know who you are.
I hope he never listens again. I hope you destroy your radio in a body of water. Friggin' jerk. But the rest of you are so friggin' funny. We've been talking about the Robo Dentist. Supposedly this is a thing they're working on. You don't need a live human being there tearing at your sensitive gums anymore. They're building a robot to do it. Maybe we'll see it someday in our lifetime. One listener texted in and said, "Robo Dentist, huh? Dead or alive, you're flossing with me."
Perfect.
Brush your teeth or there will be trouble. Another listener says, "My dentist boobs are always rubbing on my head. It bothers me, but it doesn't seem to bother him at all."
Yeah, I had a hygienist who would she'd bring it up. She's like, "Listen, there's nothing I can do about these." She was gifted up top, and she's like, "They're going to land on your shoulder, your head. I can't do a thing about it."
Does that make it better or worse?
What do you mean? That she brings that up?
Yeah.
I thought it was just pretty funny that she did that.
Yeah.
Underwhelmingly optimistic Jesus has a similar idea, but he calls it Hobo Dentist, which drifts from town to town, offering to fix your teeth in exchange for cash or booze.
There you go.
Dude, come on with these text messages. Here's a question from a listener. Okay. First off, this is on a more serious note. You know, it can be rough. From what I understand, again, my experience is limited as far as visits to the dentist's office. I'm getting into it now, like you know, for the first time in 20 years. I'm making regular visits to the dentist. I haven't had anything terribly painful yet. I've been real lucky. I know some of you, oh, God, you got some horror stories, and here's one of them. A listener says, I had an abscessed tooth that was so bad, he had to go to the hospital, I guess. One nurse told me that she had 3 children, and she would have them all over again before having the procedure he was about to undergo.
Oh, dude.
Gosh, no.
Thanks for that news before I go. But still, I mean, I know it can be so bad, so painful. But here's some of back to the humor that the brother and sisterhood are so known for. Here's a listener that's wondering, if I go to a robot dentist, when I get the slapping gas, I'll start over again. When I go to the robot dentist, when I get the sleeping gas, will I still dream that I'm eating a banana?
Oh,
no. Oh, I can't do it. What time is it?
8:57.
Oh, I can't do it anymore. I busted a spring, man. I busted a spring on that one. We also noted when talking about the new robot dentist, again, maybe coming to your town in a handful of years, they got to test it out on some poor suckers first. They got to kill some rabbits or whatever they do, when they test it out. The robot dentist. We mentioned that it's incredible the speed, the speed and accuracy of the robot dentist so far in the tests they've done so far. Robot dentists can take a 2-hour procedure and turn it into 15 minutes.
I can't figure that out.
No, me either. All I picture is their hands just going so ridiculously fast that you can't even tell they're moving.
Or they take a big break in there if you're a human dentist.
Yeah, like I said, I had a procedure, I don't know, a year ago, whenever I first started going back to the dentist, that was 3 hours. Robot dentists can cut that, he can shave that time down. Now, a listener did text in and say, hell, when I first went back to the dentist, it probably took the dentist and his assistant 15 to 20 minutes just to get across the gap in my teeth.
Took a while to cross that.
They had to cross the grate. It took them 15, 20 minutes to get from one side to the other.
Yeah, they got to tie off, get tied to each other.
Yep. Oh, God, I've had fun with this. I really have. Well, Cubby, broadcasting from home, I think we made it. We made it through one.
Yeah, I was worried that we'd have some major tech issues. Some people are saying my new mic makes it sound like I have a lisp. I don't know.
Yeah,
Hopefully,
that's the only thing I've noticed.
No, I haven't noticed any of that at all.
It's kind of cute, though.
I don't know why that's happened. Well, I have an idea. Maybe I can tweak it for tomorrow. I have an idea what might be happening. Shout out to Shoehorned Jesus, moving on to better things after 3 years of a raw deal job, he said. Sending good vibes to Fat Lebowski's kid, future hockey goon Jesus, having his tonsils out today by a Robo dentist, it turns out.
I just had another text message about robot dentists that we all should be concerned about. Hey, Tucker, robot dentist, Tucker,
Happy birthday to ABC Butt and Nuts Jesus from Chocolate. Did I cut out?
Yeah.
Yep, at Chuck.
All right, I'll do that again. Happy birthday to ABC Butt Nuts Jesus from Chocolate Sunshine Butt Plug Jesus and Put It Where It Doesn't Belong Jesus. And happy 52nd birthday to Ziggy, the MGD drinker Jesus from his son, Hillman Welder Jesus.
The 93X half-ass morning show. 93.
The 93X Half-Ass Morning Show podcast is sponsored by Standard Heating and Air Conditioning. New episodes drop each weekday. If your podcast platform has ratings, go ahead and give us 5 stars and maybe give our enemies 1. Thanks, and here's a word from our sponsor.
It is savings on a stick season with Standard Heating and Air Conditioning's State Fair specials. Deals on deals on deals that can save you thousands. Visit standardheating.com for all their State Fair deals. Standard Heating, providing the comfort you deserve since 1930.